Hello and welcome to Marrakesh, Morocco for the fourth round of the EERC 2022 Formula E Championship. My name is Edward Hunter and I'm joined, as usual, as always, by the wonderful, the reliable, the ever-excited, ever-enthusiastic Joshua Birch, who I gave a very, very big intro to.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed. Pleasure to be here alongside you again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rome. Not Rome.
Marrakesh, Morocco.
Yeah.
I did that. You didn't listen to the important part of the intro, wasn't it?
No, Marrakesh. That was a Murray Walker to start the evening off because we're
flattery will confuse you. Yes.
Yeah, we're partnering in Rome later on in the evening.
We are, yes, for the real Formula E. And we have. In a little bit of self-promotion here, which I'm sure EERC won't mind at all, because we got Jack Giornamana from Formula E Zone taking part in this race after his best ever finish in EERC Formula E, which was, of course, 15th on the road, but promoted to 14th after the controversial post-race disqualification of Tobias Blumschein, who won on the road. There is Jack. We're just watching him now as he negotiates the back end of the second, just about gets on the curb. But I believe practice will be ending in about 3 minutes, so we just about got enough time, Jack, to talk. It's Josh, sorry, Jack to go on track. Because I was about to mention, of course, that Jack Pickering, affectionately known as Pico, to avoid confusion with Jack Giornamana, my other co-host at Formula E Zone, he's going to be on site in Rome, giving us lots of video and access that hopefully we're going to do a little deal with Josh to get some special access there, where basically we'll do the same videos as Formula E Zone, but Pico will hopefully do a little intro so you can throw to him. So, Josh, you'll say something like, and here's Jack Pickering with some insight from Rome, and then Jack will just record his thing saying, "Thanks, Josh," even though it's not a live blink or anything, but it's to make it feel like it's live, I guess.
Absolutely.
And then in the Formula E Zone version, that will just cut out the "Thanks, Josh," or the sort of, or the "Back to you, Josh" bits.
I can't wait. I really can't, because we've had such a long break in Formula E over 6 weeks. We were supposed to have a race in between, but that's fallen through due to COVID. So everybody is itching to get going. I know I'm itching to get going as well. It's that time
Samuel
to get going.
Capriola, who is regularly complained of having skill issues. As in the chat, Stefan Nilsson asks something who this? Well, have you got a new phone or something, Stefan? Not sure what that's about. But yes, Capriola regularly complains of having a skill issue, but I've rarely seen him. I think he was trying to take out the two marshals on the exit of the pit lane there. So I'm not sure that was necessarily him struggling to figure out how to exit the pit lane, more just having some fun. Yeah,
he wanted to make sure he got out of the track, didn't he, after what happened to Jean-Eric Verne all those years ago when he didn't get out for qualifying, of course.
Yeah, indeed. I vaguely remember that. And here is the winner, by the way, post-race. We didn't find out that he'd won until after we went off air. Mijan Rakovic, who recently he had to skip a Formula Sim race around due to being ill, but he's back in action, back on form, and the most recent race winner in EERC Formula E after the events of the Diriyah E-prix. Of course, not the worst thing to happen in Diriyah, as we'll all know recently, but certainly it was certainly controversial with this exciting battle with Tobias Blumschein ending, not quite ending, because he did catch back up, but Mijan Rakovic, as Capriola slams sideways into the wall there at turn 11 and 12. Basically, Mijan Rakovic was able to squeeze past the inside of the final corner. Tobias Blumschein, knowing that Rakovic was on attack mode and was potentially about to pull away, dived up the inside at turn 1 from very far back, tried to almost pull out of the move way too late, or maybe just to avoid the wall on the inside, and basically spun Mijan Rakovic around, which he later admitted he did on purpose and felt really bad about. But the controversy didn't end there. There were some really harsh words, especially from Mijan Rakovic's VMS Sun Edit's teammate, Hal Sonneveld, said a bit of a slur towards Tobias, which I won't repeat in the broadcast, but he's been put on warning by Pascal Eggert and the organisers for that. So it got very heated. And,
it did, yeah.
And I feel a bit for Tobias, because it's the sort of thing you do and then immediately regret it, and there's almost no taking it back, as qualifying is about to start. But your reaction to Diriyah then, as we look at Rakovic about to be first out of the pit lane?
Diriyah was a very exciting race and delivered exactly what it needed to in terms of action. And even you yourself, Ed, who's never actually seen a race on that part of the track, were saying it was quite a difficult race, especially down the bobsleigh run as well. And hopefully we're going to have a less dramatic race tonight in terms of actions that are done deliberately. And it's more the racing we're going to see today as Joshua Hamilton, we're on board with now, leads the cars out of the pit lane.
Rakovic leads, but Joshua Hamilton leads the championship, of course,
right,
which is why I went on board with him. Of course, felt a bit ill at Diriyah, finished 4th in the end, but still got really, really big points. He's leading the chat. He's pretty much the only one who's not had any kind of issues in the races so far. So let's recap. 2nd in Berlin, 1st in Rome, a very dominant victory, and 4th in Diriyah. So he'll be looking to complete his streak of top 4 finishes here. And if you can do that, it's looking very good. But remember, you do get to drop your worst result. So it's not necessarily going to be the absolute most consistent. It's going to be the most consistent minus your worst result, essentially. So at the moment, Josh Hamilton's worst result is 4th. So he'll actually be hurt, if anything, slightly more than someone who, like Milan Rakovic, who retired in Rome, but has finished pretty well up there in most of the other races in the top 4, winning, of course, in Diriyah.
Yeah, the drop worst result as well is really an interesting run. It was added because last year the championship winner couldn't race in the final round, and some other of the drivers as well got some really bad
final
points
round took
as
place
well.
right here in
Marrakesh,
sliding through the attack mode corner there. It goes Milan Rakovic as he attempts to start his first flying lap, and they're only going to get about 2 shots, I think, at this. Such is the length of the lap. At Diriyah, you could probably just about squeeze 3 in, although we had to restart qualifying a few times due to some lighting issues. So it was basically pitch black dark, and no one could see anything. And we haven't really exactly got lights programmed into the R-Factor 2 version of Diriyah.
No, and it's just also
although we do have a few at Marrakesh, though.
Marrakesh has got a few, and this evening as well, we will go from daytime into the evening for this race. So here's a twilight race, similar to what we saw in Diriyah and in the last time we raced here, the season finale in Marrakesh, when me and you, Ed, were both sitting around thinking, why on earth is it getting dark? Has the endurance settings been left on for the previous race? It's now permanently built in and it will get dark. So they've got to fight the fading light as well as Rakovic does a 1:17.140.
But instantly beaten by Hamilton, though, who set a 1:16.5, so quite a few tenths faster. So Hamilton was very, very quick in the last 2 sectors, but Rakovic was faster in the first sector, yes, about a tenth faster, but he lost all the other time in sectors 2 and 3. Let's see as the others complete their laps. Brent Horvath in the Iris sets a 17.7, about 6 tenths behind Rakovic. So it's Horvath, our new driver, Bram Coopers, I believe.
I was going to go with Coupiers, but I'll go with Coopers.
Queepers.
Yes.
Queepers, Jeepers, Queepers.
I knew you were going to go there. We're thinking the same thing in that respect. He's going into 4th position, that time of 1:18.121.
Yeah, about 4 tenths behind Horvath. So that at the lower end is looking like roughly where the Super Bowl cutoff is going to be at the moment, unless the other groups go significantly faster.
Hamilton's got a fastest second sector to 31.841 as well, and he's lightning as he's coming down to the last 2 corners. So Hamilton is going to, I think, further increase his own lap time. The session is nearly closing, so this is possibly going to be their last run.
Yeah, here we go, towards the line. What time is this going to be? A 1:16.4 by Joshua Hamilton. A little bit slower in the final sector, but very impressive.
Oh, he spun it!
Whoa, so that's that then for Joshua Hamilton. There's Milan Rakovic still on a lap, but a little bit slower into the first sector. Let's go right on board as he tries to complete this one. Has to have a few goes.
Horvath's gone to second.
Okay, so Bence Horvath in the Iris has beaten his time. So Rakovic under pressure here. He's really one of the few, him, Eggert, and Sonneveld are really the 3 that are taking the fight to Hamilton, really, at the moment.
Really enjoying as well seeing that Hamilton's time is 3 tenths faster than what anybody else is managing out there. And as you say, Rakovic's time down in sector 1, down in sector 2 by 4 tenths of a second. He's losing big time. The brake discs are going on all 4 tyres as well. I think he's out of it. He will qualify 3rd at best. And is it good enough to get through the Super Bowl? I don't think it is. at all.
It's going to be very tight because we've still got quite a few big names left to run. Of course, Tobias Blumschein won't be running because he was banned from qualifying for the incident we just talked about. As Rakitic hangs the rear out as much as he dares, powers towards the line, but it's not good enough. 17.2, it's a tenth slower than his best lap. And that's qualifying over. So me and Rakovic will have to cross his fingers and prayers. Oh, look at him get very drifty as Group 2 is gathering at the exit of the pit lane, Josh. There they are in the foreground. So this is going to be Pascal Eggert, Huis Sonneveld, Nick Conan, Ten Sonneveld, Nick Homewood, and Jonathan Jones.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting as well, that we've got practically as well the two runners of the eSport here at EERC as well, all going out in this Group 2, but the two Zonnevelds as well heading out there. It's going to make our lives going to be difficult to be in the comms box, but the green light is going to go in around about 5 seconds
and
time.
Look at that, Ten Sonneveld leads the queue
green
on
light.
the way out the pits. Off they go then, and so the crucial phase then of preparation for the first of the two big qualifying laps that they're going to get to do around this circuit. Of course, it's 1 minute 16, which may not sound very long, but by Formula E terms, it's one of the slightly longer ones. So many straights as well. It's such an energy-hungry track. Jack Giornamano said to me, I asked, do you want to do an interview after the race? And he said, I don't think I'm going to run out of energy. And I said, what do you mean, you or the car? And he said, the car, obviously.
Well, longest track of the year, isn't it, bar Monaco? So we're not on Monaco at this server at the moment, but it is the longest track on this of our ERC calendar.
Yeah, and of course, big Formula E news is that Formula E Accelerate, the series presented by a friend of the show and the talent call winner, Darren Odotosoi, and of course Jack Nichols, is coming back as Jonathan Jones decides to try and overtake Ten Sonneveld on his outlap, and that's House Sonneveld just behind them, who is going to be held up by the two of them. So Jonathan Jones, he's made up his mind there. The Into the Points driver is going for it then.
Now, what he needs to do is not make a mistake into turn one and spoil everybody else's lap times. So he's got to be really careful.
There's House backing well off there, as he's got, that looks like Pascal right behind him. But sounds
and
like...
Homewood too.
That's true. So let's get back to... that's 10, a little bit further up the road, but it is Jones, who, not necessarily one of the mid-pack runners, has occasionally impressed, and certainly has put him some strong drives in the Endurance Series. His personal best in the first sector, but the fastest is, without a doubt, House Sonneveld, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, at 12.155, which is a personal best, as Jones looks like he's been caught and sliding a little bit on this lap. So let's switch to House Sonneveld then, see how he goes through the chicane. Very neat and tidy. And let's talk through the rest of this qualifying lap. Josh is
he touched the wall.
Exit. This is someone who, of course, won last time we were here, so House Sonneveld very much the favourite in this race.
Down they come down to the tricky part where we saw the two BMWs crash in Season 5. He's on board now, so you need to be okay. He's up. He's personal best sector 2, isn't he? What is it? 32.304.
A little bit deep into that turn 11, turn 12 sort of hairpin.
That's going to cost him a bit of time, and he might get it up if he breaks later now to turn 13, and he's done that, so he might be okay here. I'm expecting... he's touched the wall. I'm expecting third.
Well, there we go. Jonathan Jones impressively actually gets up to third. So he was actually gaining time. He's beaten Rakovic. But Sonneveld has beaten Jones. So it's Horvath and Hamilton who've got the big laps in here. But Sonneveld not quite able to overcome. So let's see if anyone else is improving their time. 10 Sonneveld is a decent...
Jones up a 10th in sector 1 as well.
There's Jones in the foreground. So let's keep an eye on him.
And we're just seeing as well now, Homewood's coming through. He's a 10th down, 1.8. Nick Conan is 1.8 seconds off the pace in this second sector.
Yes, and Sonneveld sets another purple first sector, so he could be on for a fly. We saw him lose a bit of time in the hairpin and a little touch with the wall. That could be what cost him that half a second then.
Pascal Eggert's abandoned this opening lap, and he's going for a lap completely on his own. He's just crossing the start line now.
Yeah, shall we switch to Eggert then? Because Jones a little bit slower in the middle sector here, so he's going to have to do quite the final sector to catch back up as 10 Sonneveld and House Sonneveld, the two Sonnevelds, pushing like crazy. But Jones approaches the line. How is Pascal Eggert's sector times looking?
2 tenths down first sector.
Yeah, there we go. So Eggert with it all to do. Jones remains 4th. Here's 10 Sonneveld, still 8th, but House Sonneveld has gone up to 2nd. Just almost exact same time to 3 decimal points as Joshua Hamilton. So that is how tight the title battle is between those two. Meanwhile, Pascal Eggert has set a decent time, only about a second off in the middle sector. But Eggert looking a bit vulnerable here. Here he goes through turn 11, a little bit understeery. So Eggert, I think he might have done for maybe one more run, and that's about it. But that's if he's lucky, because we are running out of time rapidly in this Group 2 of qualifying.
And I can't have waited to say this for years, but they've both done exactly the same time, 1:16.426 as well. Hamilton keeps his position though first because Sonneveld set his time 2nd overall. So if that is, I think, a perfect lap time, that's very, very rare. So drink that in and let it be absorbed as well, because an identical lap time, especially in esports, is incredibly hard to do.
Yes, and Sonneveld 3 seconds slower in the middle sector here, so I don't think he's on another flyer really. But let's have a look. There's Jonathan Jones. Can he improve? He went purple in the first sector. No, it's not quite good enough there. 1:17.8, so the time ebbed away in the final sector there.
Oh, he's sliding the rear of the exit turn 1 as well. That's something to watch out for. Sonneveld, he's going to go for another lap, but I don't think they've got time.
No, I don't think so either. Where is Pascal? Is he on another better lap? Down in 8th position he improved to, of course. 12.2 in the first sector, 32.3 in the middle sector. So Eggert looks a little better. I think he might be the last one to complete a lap in Group 2. Group 3 is going to be slightly smaller than usual with the absence of Tobias Blumenschein, of course. I did sort of think we could invite Tobias in, but I thought it might be better to let him prep and rather than stew on what happened a few weeks ago, let him prepare in peace. And Pascal Eggert goes towards the line, remains 8th, but improves a little bit to a 1:17. So not great for Pascal, but he can still improve in the race. And shout out to Graham Coopers, as in the 88 has gone up to 7th and beaten Pascal Eggert, who of course was one of the title contenders last season, as Group 3 now waiting for their turn at the exit of the pit lane. So Group 3 is going to be Alban Gashi. In fact, Gashi's already out there, just behind Capriola, I believe. Or is that on the green cars? So we got Samuel Capriola, Alban Gashi, Michael Steffel, of course, he's been on pole before, Milan Evers, Balanzidze, and Stefan G. I believe that's Stefan G who's just in front.
Just ahead,
there he is. Yeah, so Stefan will probably be the first to set a lap time unless there's someone else ahead of him on track.
Yeah, because not as far as I can see, no one's ahead of him. Because he's 21st overall, so his number in terms of where he is out on the track is what we see on the driver tracker.
Yeah. Well, I just checked on Tobias, make sure he was obeying his qualifying ban. But yep, still stationary in the garage. So, but in a way, it sort of takes the pressure off, doesn't it? Because he knows he's starting at the back, so he can just watch what everyone else does and have a good laugh like we do, Josh.
Absolutely. And also, a good thing, I know everyone's going to be frustrated that you're not taking part in qualifying, but another good thing is when you miss out on qualifying, you can see where others are making mistakes on the track when they're pushing at full speed, because they're going to be in full race trim now. So this is valuable to see how other drivers are racing, how other drivers are taking certain lines as well, because in practice you're out there yourself, you never get time to see what everybody else is up to. With a qualifying ban, you get to see everything, so it might work out better for Tobias to actually see what everyone's up to and plan your own strategy into where you can pass them.
Okay, so Michael Steffel, unsurprisingly fastest in this first sector, so a 12.2 11, which is very, very close to Joshua Hamilton's best first sector on his first lap, so he will get another one in. So let's keep an eye on Michael Steffel. I think he could well get into Super Bowl here as long as he keeps it clean. Because Marrakesh, we saw with Chris Sonneveld that it was getting so close to the wall and tagging it cost him a bit of time there, and that could well make the difference as Steffel actually comes upon a bit of traffic there. That's of course Stefan G blocking the way in front of him, but of course Steffel has already started his qualifying lap, so there's not really much he can do with the two cars in front of him.
This is ridiculous.
And that's certainly going to put him off if it doesn't actually impede him. Go into the final corner. Stefan G is all over the apex, and Michael Steffel almost has to back out there and think about the next lap. There we go. Yeah, down in 9th. he definitely lost some time in the final sector, especially. But Michael Steffel will regroup, as he usually does. Of course, Michael Steffel, a bit unlucky, it must be said, as we see one of the Free Bond cars coming out, is that Milian Evers, of course. But Michael Steffel, as he overtakes Stefan G, he's not going to wait behind him then. He was, we saw it in Zurich last season, we saw it in Saudi Arabia last race, and he got near the front, and oh, look at that, drifting all the way out, and that's not going to gain time at all. He just took the corner way too hot with way too much speed, and couldn't really slow it down.
He's been watching too much of the ice skating at the Winter Olympics last month as well.
Yeah, I guess he would be. But remember, he crashed in Diriyah and was collected by Blumschein. Blumschein, who was really, as much as he was disqualified for knocking people, Mian Rakovic about, he was knocked about a fair bit in that race too. And in fact, I believe it was even Stefan G who spun right in front of him, and he had nowhere to go.
Yeah, down in the sand dune section. Yeah.
But Michael Steffel then. He's going to squeeze in another lap here, so it's all or nothing. It's down to this last run. Then have any of the other runners broken into the top 8 then? I don't think they have.
They haven't.
Yeah, Alban Gashi 11th, Nick Conan 12th, Zidzi 13th, Stefan 14th, Prufet 15th. So yeah, it's only really Steffel who's going to... another little slide as well. That's going to ebb time win the first sector. Michael Steffel might not make it to Super Pole after all. I think I jinxed it there.
Well, he'll be looking for you after the race then as well. I'll tell you what though, take a look at Michael Steffel with that first hour. According to this time screen, the first sector at least, he was actually matching Hamilton's time. So I can see on that monitor, on the graphics
a little
that
bit
you're
cleaner
yourself
through the
watching,
chicane on this occasion.
Yeah, he's 8/10 down, but our timing screens are putting him round about the same sector times as Joshua Hamilton. It was a 12.232, Hamilton's was a 12.207, so he hasn't actually lost as much time as we believe. It looks like he's gaining it back up now.
Yeah, there we go, 32.4 in Sector 2. So a little bit slow, it might be just on the bubble with Rakovic, I think. So he's fighting Mian Rakovic for 5th place overall. And this could well be decisive because I don't see too many hard, heavy hitters, with all due respect, in the 4th group. With all due respect to Jack Giordamana, my friend and colleague from Formula E Zone. But here we go, wide as he likes to get... and that was very wide again into the final corner. I think Steffel is going to struggle here. He's been actually knocked down by Gashi. And
Michael Evers goes into 10th position. That pushes Pascal down to 11th place. Wow.
Yeah, so
Pascal doing that.
Very wrong indeed, having to reset. It just completely destroyed his rhythm.
And Gashi's off the track. Gashi's been off the track.
I think that's him just running out of time to set another lap and deciding, right, let's put a stop to this now.
Yeah, they're all going to pop back to the pits now. There's Evers spinning right in front of the back there of... I can't tell who that was. Evers, I presume. Yeah.
Yes, so we've got our final set of drivers then, which are Severin Spam, Adrian Diego, Joe Blahoven, Jack Giordamana, Dennis Vierenga, Peter Schoenman, and Abdulrahman Valid. And I believe we are watching Valid at the moment, just at the exit of the pit lane. There's a couple of people still circulating. I think that might be Capriola just finishing his lap, and he's very close to Prefet actually, but currently 17th and last in the order. So it's really the battle for... that was a lap. Zidzi got up to 8th there actually.
And
Michael Steffel got another run. Michael Steffel got another lap in, so he did actually complete and get into Super Pole. So I'm going to eat those words then.
Wow.
I was completely wrong. I missed that Michael Steffel had actually... Because they don't really time the individual groups, you sort of have to think of roughly... it's been a while. Group 2 is probably over, because we're 40 minutes in. Or 20 minutes in, rather. But yeah, great lap actually at the end by Michael Steffel. But not fastest in any sector, but 0.244 behind Joshua Hamilton's best time. So Hamilton, Sonneveld, Steffel, your top 3 in the group stage. Looks like everyone is exiting the pits now.
Yep, green lights on for the final part of quali.
And Valid goes wide already in front of that. Looks like one of the green cars. Is that Peter Schoenman, perhaps?
Yes, it is Peter Schoenman as well, just behind.
Yeah, for Last Stint Racing.
Yeah, 24th in the field, the 69 car.
Yeah, has Jack Giordamana decided to venture out? No, well, he's
hit the wall
and gone very slowly and hit the wall. So great start by Jack Giordamana then, as usual. Let's go on board and see how that steering looks. Is he going to go? He's posting very slowly. Is this Jack John Armada just making sure he doesn't get held up by absolutely anything going on in front of him? That he knows that he's in the last group. This is where the less experienced drivers are. And so he wants to avoid Conrad. Or is Jack John Armada genuinely buggered up his car within 30 seconds of exiting the pit lane?
Looks like it could be as well. I love how he's got Gio on the top. That immediately makes me think of Giovinazzi.
Yes, I've made that joke before. And he speeds up a bit now, so that's just him making extra sure that he doesn't get impeded on this lap. And Valid will be the first to set a lap time. 12:34 in the first sector, exactly the same as Samuel Capriola. 2 tenths faster than Schoenman, who's just set 12.5. Adrian Diego, 12.291. Which is actually pretty quick. So let's keep an eye on Diego. He might be one worth watching in the VMS car.
And I'll tell you one thing, Jack Giamada has stopped completely for the last corner. So, look, there he is. He's stopped in the middle of the track, and now he's got going, and he's lost a wheel? Yes, he has! He's lost a wheel!
Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh, no! So he's going to start...
Or has he been disconnected? He looks like he's halfway in the wall there, and he's trying to reverse out, and he can't. So this could well be... It's a yellow in the final sector. That could well scupper many people's laps.
And now approaching it is Peter Schumann as well. He's around the last corner, so these guys are about to flash past. Look, they're coming towards him with the wheel in the road.
How has he done this? That's what I want to know.
Oh, and they're going to hit the wheel. Bang! And that's Diego's lap gone. The car's damaged as well for Diego.
Oh, that's a big shame.
Yeah.
Because he set a 32.1 in the middle sector. That was looking like a decent lap. But he powers towards the line as Schumann goes 15th. Diego goes 14th and teleports back to the pits to get a new car. And who can blame him, really? And I think Tobias Blumschein, watching this on the sideline, is actually thankful he's not in the middle of all this chaos. As Diego re-exits the pit lane, Riarenga has gone 16th, just ahead of Schoenman.
Spam's approaching Jack's car right now. Jack is still stuck down at turn 13 on the back straightaway. And I'll tell you what are the stewards going to do? They can't keep the car there. Or can they? It's going to put a yellow in the third sector. Now the yellow's been removed, but the car's still there.
Has Jack decided to go off for like a loo break or something?
I can't see any debris
maybe there was like a phone call or Jack. I know when we do the show with him, he always has his cat wandering around. Sometimes gets interrupted by his cat, so perhaps that's what's going on now. And I think he went back to the pit there, or was disqualified from the session. In fact, because
he's gone.
Yeah, so let's have a look. Also, I believe in this group will be James Smagasgale, who's a new driver, although he's not on track at the moment, but he's not in any of the other groups, so he should be on track in the final group if he hasn't been out already, as Spam comes out to set his first lap. Is anyone improving out there? Larhoven sets a better time. Oh, he's approaching the line. Somebody improved there. Was that Valid going up to 16th ahead of Viarenga?
Valid goes 16th on a 1:18.
But Viarenga beats that, actually. There we go.
I'll tell you what, though, as well. I'm just wondering if... Because look at Jack's name's completely disappeared from our timing screens.
Yeah, he's been disqualified, I think, in the session.
Completely gone.
For, like, crashing and causing an incident, basically, and then not going back to the pits and retiring. I think Jack maybe didn't quite understand that it's not over if you crash in qualifying. It is a game. They do let you go back to the pits and teleport and try again. But, Chatron One may be playing the hardcore mode where, nope, I crashed once, that's it. I've only got one car. This isn't season 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Well, we could change, where everyone bought 2 cars to change halfway through the race, so if you crash in quali, you could just get the other car out. And I remember John O'Verne doing that once in London as Valid gets very close to the wall indeed.
Cut the inside curb as well, and it just sort of launched him in the air. I'll tell you what, though, Formula E does try desperately hard to make people forget that they had to switch cars in the opening 4 years.
Yes, they probably appreciate me reminding them as...
Well, to be fair, Hazel Southwell put it this morning as well. She wrote an article on Race Fans as well about how Formula E at the moment is in a really bad position publicity-wise. It's the Diego
getting very slidey there, even without Jack Gianamano. He can't quite nail that final sector. But he's improving at the moment. He cows towards the line. What's this going to be for Adrian Diego? 7th place, very impressive, and only just behind Milan Rakovic. So. Rakovic, I believe, was knocked out earlier by Jonathan Jones and Michael Steffel.
Oh, Schumann spun somewhere.
Schumann, where is he? There he is.
Well, he's decided to go to the swimming pool that's located just alongside this circuit, it seems. Where is he?
He's disconnected. Look at that wheel. He's still trying to turn the wheel. He's gone into a palm tree somehow that looks miles away from the circuit. So I'm not sure what Peter Schumann he's the sort of driver who likes to get into adventures, but I think we're getting to the end of Group 4 now, and I don't think Diego has got time for another lap. Yeah, there he is. And so we're just waiting for Valid and Spam to finish their laps. Oh, Valid hugging the wall, almost wall riding against the DHL signage there. But he comes towards the final 2 corners, and he hopes this is a valid time for Valid. But
Jack's back in the server, by the way. So
okay, I don't think he's got time for another lap. And the let's go! And Valid goes back to the pit, so that was not going to be a faster time. So now it's all down to Spam, who's also gone back to the pit, so clearly he didn't have time for another lap.
That's it.
And that is your order. So Superpole will be it's going to be Hamilton, Sonneveld, Steffel, Horvath, and Jones, I believe, with Jones going out first.
Yeah, I would happily pay to see the Peter Schumann adventures as well.
That sounds like a cartoon or a comic strip, doesn't it?
It would. I've just got, ever since we saw him in the palm trees, I've just been hearing the Indiana Jones theme running around in my head, and Peter with a whip going around places as well with his Formula E car.
I keep thinking of that scene where Indiana Jones has got the staff and he's like trying to get the sun to shine to show where the treasure is. That's what Peter Schumann is. He's trying to find a better setup for his car.
All the way around the side of the track. Just which way?
Right, he's waiting for the sun to come up, and we've got the sunset race with the sun going down. So it's all gone horribly wrong. Peter Schumann hasn't planned ahead too well. I don't think.
It's just at the start of the race with the drivers going Kalima, Kalima.
No, that's Temple of Doom. That's Temple of Doom. Which isn't set in the desert, but we have a few comments in the chat. Then Temple of Doom, I think, is set in the first part of Temple of Doom is set in Shanghai, and then I think they fly to India, to an Indian village.
And it was a jungle as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they jump out of a plane on a dinghy, which I believe Mythbusters did once, so you could actually get away with that as we wait for Superpole to begin. I believe it's top 5 and not top 6. So it's top 6. So it is top 6. So I miscalculated completely. So it's Diego who just missed out on beating Rakovic there. So I'm a little bit disappointed for Adrian Diego. But me and Rakovic, we'll get into Superpole here, and we'll have a great chance to get near the front of the grid and fight for victory 2 races in a row.
For the Formula E.
Benjamin says, already a lot of actions in quali. Yes, tell me about it. Most of them from Jack Giordamana, who I believe technically, because Smegasgale and Giordamana didn't set a lap time, Tobias he's currently set to start 23rd, but I believe he'll be put back to 26th because of the quali ban. So the others, by virtue of not having the ban, will get to start in front of him. So here we go. Rakovic starts his lap then. Into the first corner we go as we go on the driver's eye. Technically, this is exactly what me and Rakovic will be looking at right now as he edges towards the wall. And all neat and tidy so far as he approaches
He's up.
turn 5. Yes, he's up on Hamilton, so the track improving. There we go. Maybe Peter Schumann has worked his magic and got some of the dust off track with his little teleportation scheme.
Well, he's done a brilliant job there, isn't he?
Very close to the wall and inside. Love that camera shot, actually, as we ride on board with the VMS driver. Rakovic continues to power through the circuit in his bright orange car, bright orange halo as well, the orange sun, the orange desert sand dunes. A little bit of hesitation there.
Yeah, lifted ever slightly, didn't he? Touched the wall at the exit.
Yeah, and Rakovic almost a 12-second flat in the first sector, 31.9.
So this is tense.
About a tenth off of Horvath is actually fastest in the middle sector at the moment. But here we go. Rakovic goes through the final corner. So this will be the benchmark then. Get the stopwatch out, or the little notepad, whatever you use to record lap times. Here we go. He powers towards the line. What's this going to be for me and Rakovic? It is going to be 1:16.5. So not quite the fastest, a tenth off the very best lap we've seen so far. But still, that'll put him right in the hunt. And so now here comes Jonathan Jones for the points beginning his lap. He's got to beat that time of a 1:16.5. So,
1:16.527 was the time.
And it's very important for instant points for Joshua Hamilton to have a bit of backup here. So Jonathan Jones could play a vital role in this race, even if he's not on the front row, of keeping Joshua Hamilton's championship rivals, keeping them occupied, keeping them busy. But here goes JJ through the chicane. And, wow! Just about held on to that one, all over the curb. Yeah, that was very, very controlled chaos there. Here we go, through the long run through turns 7, 8, 9.
That's getting tense as well. Just glancing back at the exit, he was carrying too much entry speed as well, so it was always going to affect him. But we saw Rakovic do the same thing. A bit conservative coming through turn 12 as well. He's a tenth down.
32-1 in the middle sector then.
Yeah,
so,
he's off.
So this is not looking like a pole lap, but if he can get as close as he can to Miljan Rakovic, then that'll put him in a decent position on the grid, hopefully. Here we go, through the final couple of corners. He keeps it a little bit more neat and tidy than Miljan did, but is it going to show in the lap time? He powers towards the line, fourth fastest, so only, very, very close actually. About 10th off Miljan Rakovic.
Yeah, 1:16.627 was the time, so it's exactly as you say, Ed, a 10th off. That is close. Now here comes Steffel.
Yeah, Steffel, who a little bit slower on his outlap, and there we go. We look at that looks like on Sonneveld getting ready for his attempt, I think.
Looks like it as well. He's just
behind. Let's go for Steffel. Oh, what a drift! How has he managed to save that one? But he was losing lap time all the way through that drift.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you drift in an all-electric car that is so tail-happy, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel there's a bit of oversteer, more than a pinch of oversteer on this into the points number 27 of Michael Steffel.
Yeah, he's going to be having some words.
Yeah, he'll be lucky if he can beat Jonathan Jones's time. I thought JJ did a brilliant job there.
Great time as well, yeah, 1:16.67, so that's second on the grid as things currently stand, because of course we wipe away the top 6 times from the session, as Steffel touched the wall and got another bit of oversteer, and into 9 and 10. Well, he didn't touch the wall at the exit of 10, but he touched it going into turn 9. So, he's lost it again! We are snapping!
This is an adventure and a half, isn't it, Josh? That was a bit aggressive.
Yeah, he's really throwing that thing around, isn't he?
He is fighting this car every step of the way. This bright blue and black into the points entry. Of course, teammates of Joshua Hamilton, but it looks like he's not quite going to be at the front on this occasion. Michael
he's sliding in the rears to the exit.
He powers towards the line. What's this going to be?
17.412.
17.4, so third fastest at the moment. Who is out on track at the moment? I thought Horvath would be coming quite soon, but it's Sonneveld, of course. Here we go. Sonneveld starts the lap and gets underway. Is he going to have an adventure into turn 1? Nope, he keeps it neat and tidy. The rears planted. Almost.
Yeah.
He has to have a bit of opposite lock on the exit. Here comes Sonneveld, of course, winner in Berlin. Not had the rub of the green really ever since. Had to miss Styria. Sonneveld, Sonneveld has already got his worst result kind of locked in, because he can't really do worse than not showing up. But of course he was busy. I think he had something else on, which is sort of the whole idea of the drop score rule, that if you've got other things going on, it won't hurt your championship as badly as it would otherwise.
So it's a 1:12.083.
Yeah,
the first
fastest
sector
in the first sector. Joshua Hamilton has also come back onto the track.
He locked up, coming into the braking zone for turn 9, but he's managed to hit the apexes. He didn't touch the wall at the exit of turn 10 either. He's hugging the inside line. Now
I think this is the provisional pole lap coming on.
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, here we go. Of course, pole sitter last time we were here in Marrakesh. And only a couple of corners left to go as Louis Sonneveld powers up the back straight and gets into the braking zone. All over the curb, as close to the wall as he dares, and then back out to the outside to get the perfect line.
Touch the wall.
Here we go. He powers towards the timing beam. What is it going to be for Sonneveld? It's fastest overall, and by quite some margin. 1:16.0, and the gauntlet has been well and truly laid down for Joshua Hamilton now.
That is unbelievable as well. But I'm only counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only counting 5 cars.
Yes, I was expecting Bence Horvath to come out at some point, so I think he's had some sort of issue, and the others have decided to fill in as, that was very close by Joshua Hamilton. But it's all about that top time now. The top time in the group, the top time in Superpole. He's got to beat that if he wants to be on pole position. And any mistakes could see him really start down in the top 5.
He's up in the first sector as well, up to 12.053, so he's up by around about 300ths of a second as well. It's looking really quick at the moment, but right now it's Sonneveld and Rakovic with 0.5 of a second separating the two. So half a second, Hamilton can easily slot in for a front row start here.
Oh,
he's
he
touched
nudges the wall there, pushing as hard as he dares. He was fastest in the group stage here. Joshua Hamilton with a supreme amount of confidence, leading the championship. And Sonneveld, it's the one he really needs to beat here. But there was a little bit of time ebbed away there. He was about just under a tenth slower than Sonneveld, but he was slightly faster in the first sector. So here we go, Josh. All or nothing into the last 2 corners. And that's what's going to be decided, whether he starts on pole or he starts just behind in second and almost hit the wall on the inside. Slides it a bit on the exit. It was all hung out there. Is it enough? No! He falls just short. 1:16.0.7, but by the slenderest of margins. How Sonneveld starts at the very front of the grid from Hamilton, Rakovic, Jones, Steffel, and Horvath, who did not set a time actually in the end. There he is, still in the pit lane.
And he hasn't gone out either, so that is the end of it.
Yeah, he was definitely ahead of Diego and Steffel, and it was Steffel who was the last one to get in, so I'm not sure what happened to the Irish driver, but probably some kind of disconnection issue. Let's hope he can fix it in time for the race, which will be getting underway very soon as all. Somebody turned the lights on a bit earlier then, didn't they, Josh?
I'm a bit blind. Wow, that was a big flash. I didn't expect to see that.
Oh, that's the sort of thing you expect when the circuit is attacked by during a war or something like that.
Has that ever happened? Oh dear.
Not to Formula E from my memory, Josh.
Yes, completely.
Oh, there was a funny moment. I'm not sure if you listened to our podcast or our FEZ show. It's the same thing, really. But we were talking about the future of the Mercedes team, that McLaren are currently trying to do a deal as the warm-up begins and the drivers get a little bit of practice before the grid forms. But we were talking about potentially what's going to happen to the Mercedes entry. That McLaren are sort of in negotiations with them, and there's a deal being talked about to use a custom Nissan powertrain. But they're not sure if McLaren are going to take up the entry or not, or if they're going to run as a sort of independent squad. And it really depends on these Saudi partners like Neom, for instance, and. I sort of said that I was mentioning this and sort of saying, well, McLaren are sort of trying to keep these Saudi partners on, and they've got Saudi have got a stake. The Saudi government have got a big stake in the team from the Public Investment Fund, and I said, so you can imagine how I feel about that, which was a very funny moment, I thought, because I was it's the sort of thing where I sort of feel like I don't want to talk about it because I know Jack hates me just ranting on about it, and I can sort of understand why, but I sort of occasionally just bring it up just to sort of in a kind of, well, you know my feelings on this. It's a little bit like I hate to get political, but like whenever Jeremy Corbyn would be asked about, like, I don't know, Trident or nuclear disarmament, and he'd say, well, the party has this policy, but my views are well known, or something like that. He would say,
speakaboo, you really know what we think.
Well, this is what they voted for, but, I'm not really a nuclear kind of guy. I don't like the idea of bombing people in the obliteration, and that's why Jeremy Corbyn lost the election, of course. Anyway.
Not our proudest moment electing him as the leader.
I don't think Mr. Johnson, no. Of course, we're good friends with Saudi Arabia, funnily enough.
Anyway, the one that
so you can imagine how I feel about that. And that's the end of that topic.
We move away from Conversation Street. Right, where are the lights then? Come on, let's get this one rolling.
Well, they're right in front there. I think they're just forming up the grid. So we wait for once the timing beam arrives. That's when you know. That we're underway, folks. So it will be Sonneveld on pole though, and it's him we're waiting on at the moment. He's the only one we're waiting on.
Yeah. So
Joshua Hamilton will potentially start from pole anyway if Sonneveld can't get into the server and into the grid.
Horvath and
there we go.
Is it Smashing Gaskel? Here we go. No, there's still two left. Look, Horvath and Smashing Gaskel are still in the pit lane.
Romano make it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the light's about to come up, and the Marrakesh E-prix will be underway in just a few seconds. And we go green in Morocco, and Sonneveld gets a very good getaway, and Rakovic is closing a little bit on Hamilton there as they go into the first corner. And it all looks pretty neat and tidy from everyone. No big spinners, but lots of VMS cars going free wide at the back there. But Sonneveld got a clean getaway, and it's Rakovic who is currently challenging for that second place. And there we go, all going a bit wide, and it looks like Steffel and Diego having a bit of a scuffle there, as Rakovic just about having to back out of that move there.
Race got underway with 2 cars still in the pit
Oh,
lane,
Diego
so
having a go at Steffel there, trying to go around the outside of the chicane. That was brave.
Diego desperately trying to put it in, and he's got the slipstream now down the back straight away. Let's see what can happen there. Lots of cars side by side, but now they're going to have to go single file through turn 9 and 10. Hamilton had an okay getaway, and now look at this. That's Varenga trying to go on the inside.
That's Varenga being overtaken by Evers, actually. Evers going all the way around the outside of him, so good effort there. And it's looking all a bit chaotic here. 3 wide, Stefan on the inside of Capriola.
Oh, there's going to be a smash. Look, they're all over the place.
Oh, no, the track is blocked. And is that Schoenman involved in that?
Yeah, Schumann's down. The entire track's blocked to the last corners.
No surprise there, Jack Giordamana was involved. I think that may have been a Capriola who spun and made contact with Giordamana. And Jack, I believe, has got steering damage already.
Someone else falling right down the field as well. It's Tobias. Tobias was caught up in that edge.
Yeah, Tobias has already been eliminated then from the race and retired then. As actually Jack Giordamana's steering looks alright. As Nick Homewood was just having a little battle with Pascal. Coopers has dropped back actually from 7th position down to 9th. So the Finavon cars getting the better of him. The more experienced drivers coming to the fore here. But up front, it is still Sonneveld starting to pull away a little bit to the tune of 1 second from Hamilton, who was busy dealing with Rakovic. Jonathan Jones who's had a very impressive start here, beating away Michael Steffel actually, and then Diogo, who's still right behind Michael Steffel. So the tops, it's basically 2nd through to 6th, and maybe 7th. Nick Homewood not too far behind, all very bunched together, but chaos behind you, Josh.
All sorts of chaos. There's chaos. Diego tags the back. Steffel as well. Now we look at Lahoven coming through. We're back with Diego, but he just tagged the back of Steffel coming down into turn at 13 as well. Looks like he's just backed up a little bit now. There's James Smashingale as well, just holding off the back of Lahoven.
So very wide actually.
Oh yeah, there we go. Lahoven backs to
and Smaggersgale not doing any qualifying, probably not doing all that much practice either, and it's kind of come back to bite him. But there's Diogo as who set the best. Sonneveld, I think he just set the best lap time there.
I really do feel for Tobias getting that.
No, it was Hamilton.
I do feel sorry for Tobias as well. That's not the way you want the race to end on the opening lap.
I feel like there wasn't much you could have done to avoid that pile up there. It was Capriola and Giordamana who was Capriola I think got it wrong. Giordamana collected him, and then everyone else stayed behind as well.
That was blocked.
So it was a knock-on effect of that one bit of bad judgment by Tobias, and I feel sad for him because he also had a great run at the Nordschleife. He was leading in LMP2 Endurance Series, and then got a computer freeze, was in the wall, and that was
giving me heart palpitations up here. He keeps twitching that car so much as well. He just goes to the accelerator and the car twitches the opposite direction. Look at this, completely opposite lock into turn 10.
And Homewood having a little battle with Eggert actually. There we go. Hello. I think Eggert I believe Pascal Eggert has just gotten back through past him. Oh no, he's fallen behind.
Yes, so Homewood's ahead of Eggert. Eggert's dropped back behind again. That was on the back straight away.
So this is a good track for Nick Homewood. He's taking advantage of that. We saw Eggert struggle here so much last time we were here. Sonneveld now is trading lap times with Hamilton. Hamilton's starting to fight back a bit, so let's not think the fight for the battle for the victory is over yet. But Hamilton now starting to pull a gap to Rakovic as Nick Homewood looking like he really wants to have a go at Diogo. Diogo was looking a little bit vulnerable, wasn't he, Josh?
He was indeed. And don't forget, last time we were here, Homewood was fighting for the win for 75% of the race.
Yes, until he had Bindick, as I reminded him just before we went on air.
And then he was fighting with Tobias for the rest of the race as well. So that was the entertainment of the season finale last year. Now this is
well, he won't have to worry too much about Tobias on this occasion, unfortunately, which is a big shame for us, as Tobias consistently puts on such a great show. But luck has just not been with him lately, and hopefully it'll turn around because he's a brilliant driver and a brilliant commentator. Like you said.
Absolutely agree. And Sonneveld did pull out a 2-second gap, but now it's dropped to less than a second, so he must have made a mistake somewhere for Hamilton to bring him, because Hamilton's actually, if I'm correct, and he's let Rakovic go as well. 1.9 separating the two at the moment. Now 2 seconds separating them. So Rakovic with issues, and Hamilton sticking with Sonneveld at the front. So it's becoming a two-way fight.
Challenging the two VMS cars then.
Oh, yellow second sector, and it was Spam who's had a spin in the back half of the sector. And
There
Spam,
he is, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, sticking. Back with Hamilton into turn 1.
There we go. He's really putting the pressure on then, isn't he?
4 tenths now.
And this is really important for Sonneveld because Hamilton has really started to steal a march on him. We saw it ever since Rome, really, when Hamilton just got in the lead, pulled away, and then Sonneveld found himself fighting with Rakovic and Eggert, really, for second position the whole race, and ended up being beaten by Pascal Eggert. So as we see, dropping behind Hobart now as he goes into attack mode, but he's slotted in right in front of Pascal Eggert. As and Matthew White, because Kupius is now gone for it as well. Gashi as well.
Yeah, several of them taking the attack mode then. They get 4
and in fact, Hobart already has been passed. There we go.
Yeah.
Down the straight. So that really shows the advantage of attack mode, but it is going to mean you start using up your energy, and that reminds me I should really get the energy remaining thing up.
It is 87. That's a surprise. It's still that high after 7 minutes of running. In terms of the attack mode, you get to activate that 4 times in this race. Each activation lasts for 2 minutes, but you can only arm it 6 times as well, as per the normal regulations of Formula E.
Yeah, who is doing the best on energy at the moment as we see Diogo start to pull away, and all 4 attempts actually up front between the 2 leaders.
Diego's doing the worst, but he's in attack mode, so that explains why he's dropped to 84.
Yeah, and Diego, sorry, I need to stop calling it because we have another driver called Diogo Moscato who drives for Royal Blue, I think, in some other series, Endurance. But Steffel now has got Diego closing rapidly in on him as we see yellow in the final sector. What is that for? Is that to do with Neil Evers and Nick Conan as Evers goes for attack mode and lets Nick Conan through in the other Frinavond car, and Neil Evers gets up.
It's Spam, he's off again. Turn 12.
That was me thinking it would be Jack Gianamana causing most of the yellows after qualifying. But he's actually kept it pretty clean. He's ahead of Prefet at the moment, down in 22nd position, having a clean run at the moment. And Hamilton continuing to challenge as there was a little bit of a... almost like I think that might have been Diego trying to have a move on Steffel.
He thought about it. He's running out of attack mode. He's run out of it now.
Frinavond cars that look like Eggert and Homewood. As there we go, through he goes. Adrian Diego into 5th position, fastest in the middle sector with his attack mode. Now he's chasing after Jonathan Jones for 4th. So Jones is going to have to defend crazy. As there we go, Hamilton sets the new fastest lap of the race, 1:19.7, slightly faster than Sonneveld's best lap, and putting the pressure on. And Sonneveld is really going to have to time his attack mode carefully, as we see a Capriola actually dropping down a bit as Stefan getting past him.
Adrian Diego's taking the fast lap now as well, Ed, just as you were calling Hamilton. Diego took it a 1:18.990.
And there we go, Steffel goes for attack mode and comes out just ahead of Pascal Eggert.
Eggert's just in the fastest first sector as well at 12.3, so he's trying to get those bonus points on the board. Meantime, though, Hamilton is right in the slipstream. He's 5 tenths behind now, 4 tenths as they're coming towards the braking zone on the back of Sonneveld. Can't see it happening unless Sonneveld makes a mistake, which isn't likely. Hamilton does make that mistake now. Big slide.
Yeah, hasn't cost him too much time though, but it really shows just how fast he's pushing. Joshua Hamilton, after narrowly missing out in qualifying, he's not going to sit back, set up a second place. He's going to go for it, as there we go.
Spam's in the way. Sorry to caution there, Ed, but Spam is
Jonathan Jones is retired. I think Jonathan Jones hit the wall there. And yes, because there we go. Diego and Steffel got through as well. So I think a big mistake there by the Into the Points driver, who was doing so well up to that point. Yeah. Rakovic continues to run third, but now Diego has a clean run at him.
So that was the yellow with Jones out of the race, but Spam is having issues as well. He's about to be lapped, but his lap times are very, very slow as well. So he's doing 1:27.
Capriola trying to go for 19th position on Stefan G. These two have been side by side for almost a whole lap now, as Diego and Steffel continue to fight. I believe Steffel now in attack mode himself will have the sort of underlap. I think Diego's run out.
Oh, Stefan gets a little touch as well from the back, as there's a yellow in the first sector. Can't see what
I think that's Fiorenga. He's just been passed by Valley.
Steffel tapped the back of Diego as well in the braking.
But he's got Eggert right behind him as well.
Yeah,
so Steffel really being prevented from using most of his attack mode. He's only got under 30 seconds left now.
Oh, this is another yellow now as well. Third sector. Wonder what that. It's spam again.
Oh,
He's right away.
That's one of the lapped cars just getting out of the way.
Spam. He keeps hitting the wall. I think he's got severe steering issues.
Joshua Hamilton in trouble. There we go. Rakovic goes through.
Yeah, so where's that come from? Because Rakovic was a second down.
Because Hamilton's not in attack. Oh, there we go. And Hamilton nearly hits me and Rakovic. So a mistake by Joshua Hamilton. Both into the points cars. Really making big errors at this crucial phase of the race.
What was that for Rakovic as well? He turned in mid-straightaway to hit wheels with Hamilton. That was a deliberate action there. I'm not a fan of that one. That was deliberate.
That was a little over-aggressive. We sort of saw a bit of over-aggression in tough but fair racing in Diriyah, and I think maybe Rakovic continuing to test the limits of what he can get away with on occasion, being as aggressive as he can, and he's looking pretty good to attack Sonneveld. As there we go, Joshua Hamilton, he's got a big gap behind to Diego, so he uses it to go into attack mode now and to try and take revenge. So Rakovic Sonneveld will be vulnerable in a few seconds, so let's keep an eye on this. Oh, that extra power. It's a bit much for Joshua Hamilton, isn't it, at the moment?
A lot much as well. He's losing time. I wonder if what happened was he had another one of those slides and Rakovic was able to slip through on the inside line. So we'll need to have a word with Hamilton post-race to see what that problem was. As here comes now Valed trying to go through on the inside.
Oh, and he's threading the needle with Spam as well. That's Vierenga he's trying to fight with. And, it was just a little bit of a heart-and-mouth moment there. But Valed not quite able to do anything at the moment. As here we go, Hamilton looks up the inside. And the inside. Oh no, I've lost between these two, is there?
Well, Hamilton should have backed out. It's a difficult part of the track to put your car, but he had every right to some space.
Yeah, but Rakovic is defending aggressively. He's doing the hard work for his teammate, and up the inside they go. And Hamilton gets slides like crazy. He was really offline there, and Rakovic gets back through. So Hamilton really making a bit of a meal of things.
My opinion on that is as well that Rakovic had the right to defend and turn into the corner, but he turned in way too aggressively.
Oh, he's trying to get it all! Almost gets squeezed in the wall there. That wasn't really an overtaking move there. Joshua Hamilton being a bit aggressive. Sonneveld is not pulling away here. Yeah. Is Sonneveld saving energy? As Eggert now goes for attack mode behind
Sonneveld's taken attack mode. Sonneveld has taken attack mode.
That was why they're closing in. So now Sonneveld could start to pull away. Here's Pascal Eggert, who's got Steffel and Diego in his sights. Nick Homewood not too far behind either.
Hamilton should Eggert took it to the inside line to try and get to Steffel
as well. Not much of Steffel can do. Oh, well over the curve there. Steffel would do well to back out here, and indeed he does so. But that puts him at the mercy of Nick Homewood, who we know doesn't have much mercy, especially in his, not just in his race direction, but also in his driving.
Oh, Eggert kicks out the back.
Yeah, Diego's going to be vulnerable here too.
Oh, and look at this again. Rakovic defending aggressively from Hamilton, still up front as well. Yeah, Hamilton's got every right to go for a move. Rakovic couldn't. He needs to leave the space. He can defend, but needs to leave space. Rakovic, in my opinion, is driving way too dangerously. And if I was the stewards, a big penalty.
Oh, here we go at the inside, and Diego leaves just enough space for Pascal Eggert to use his attack mode to squeeze through there. And Eggert now has got himself back into play in fourth position, just 3.5 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, Rakovic probably will get a penalty post-race as well. But this is fantastic for Eggert as well.
I would be very surprised if there's no investigation.
Yeah.
But Eggert, of course, can't really do the investigation because he's a bit busy at the moment.
He's a bit busy, yes. It'll be a post-race. As Homewood takes an attack mode, he drops back off the tail of this lot. But we'll have more time now to catch up. He's on 70% of energy. The ones in front are going to decrease energy, and that's Jones out of the race, so that confirms that. So the only two retirements are Jones and Tobias, who got caught up. And this is the battle again with Hoven in 20th position and Caparola in 19th, and they have been side by side, as you said, for most of the race.
Yeah, there we go, and there's a yellow in the first sector. Not sure what that is. Is Steffel actually battling away with...
Oh, it's spam, don't worry.
Spam again, there we go. So Steffel is fighting with Diego at the moment.
Eggert's out of attack mode, so he's going to have to stay in fourth position, but he's done the job. He's got ahead of Diego. Now he can try and catch up in the battle for the top three. Sonneveld has got a 2.8 second lead to Rakovic. He's backing Hamilton up. If I was Hamilton as well, I would be very, very angry. It's why you're seeing these mistakes.
By Steffel. And he does well to avoid the wall there, actually.
Yeah. It's why you see the mistakes from Hamilton as well. He's getting angry,
there's
getting reckless. There's another one.
Cut to him, and Hamilton could be about to fall into the clutches of Pascal Eggert if he's not careful here. That one mistake that let Milan Rakovic through has really transformed his race and left him in a very, very difficult position.
Oh, and that's Rakovic taking attack mode as well. So that's his first attack mode for Rakovic.
Yeah, he was waiting for Sonneveld to run out, I think.
And Steffel takes his second attack mode, so Homewood goes through. And Schuman's up to 14th.
There we go. Oh, he's slotted just behind Nick Homewood, who was about to run out himself. So Nick Homewood needs to make hay while the sun shines here.
Cupiers takes his third attack mode. Edwards takes his second as well. They're all tacked now with less than half an hour to go. Can you believe we've only been racing for 15 minutes? It seems like an eternity. Half an hour to go.
Yeah, had half a season's worth of action here in Marrakesh. Certainly a very good circuit for this type of racing, and the energy management will get more and more crucial as we get into the closing stages. But with half an hour to go, there's still plenty of stuff to happen. Oh, look at this! That looks like a Homewood trying to have a go at Diego, but he had to back out there.
Yeah, but he's got
that
Steffel
puts him potentially
him.
into clutches of Steffel now because Homewood's run out of attack mode. How is Rakovic doing?
Oh.
He's got the gap under 2 seconds to Sonneveld. He was fastest in the final sector on the previous lap, but he's not closing as much as I thought he might.
No, he's not, so he's definitely playing the team game there as well, just to keep everyone behind him as well. Sonneveld is 2 seconds, it keeps fluctuating so much as well. As Steffel trying to get ahead of Homewood, he's braking way too early though, is Steffel.
Oh, and there we go, Diego goes for attack mode number 2. Remember, they get 4 attack modes of 2 minutes each, and Diego and Homewood. Oh, almost touch, and Homewood's on the outside. Here he goes! Oh, almost spin. Diego did well not to completely lose control of that one.
Well,
but I think Nick Homewood might be in trouble here, and Steffel could profit.
No, I don't think that was Homewood's fault. They never actually made contact from that angle. It looked like when Diego went to the braking zone, he locked the rears when he tried to hit the accelerator, and he himself slid into Homewood. Homewood did nothing there.
Oh, there we go, Rakovic just getting a little bit tail happy as he tries to chase down his teammate.
That's Spam. Just getting out of everybody's way on the inside line. It's going to cause a problem in a second now because he's going to be on that racing line where Hamilton wants to be.
Oh, he just has to go around the outside. Yeah, so he just about got away with that one. Steffel has got through past Diego and is continuing. This is a great little fight between Homewood, Steffel and Diego, isn't it?
Oh,
here we go, Diego in attack mode. He's got the inside line into turn 1. Oh no, he's actually got the outside.
He switched. Yeah, he switched. Well, he didn't see it because the
screen
was
dark. He switched under
dark.
the bridge. He's sneaky like that, Adrian Diego.
Yeah,
well, I should direct a bit better with the cameras.
No, we didn't see it because of the darkness, but he switched directions. It was on the outside coming out of the last corner, and he switched back to the inside. Sonneveld and Rakovic both take attack modes. Hamilton's going to close back up, but he's going to be down on time, and that puts Sonneveld just within a second now. Rakovic.
Yeah, there we go.
Look how close Hamilton is.
That's not Hamilton. That's one of the Irish cars.
Sorry, yeah. Diego's
that'd be
losing
Ben
his attack mode.
Horvath, who's dropped all the way down to 21st actually. So Horvath really doesn't have the same race pace as he did in qualifying. He's behind Jack Giordamana, who's Jack's actually done well to get in front of Horvath. The gap there about 10 seconds. He's about 10 seconds ahead, and Jack is about 6 seconds behind Samuel Capriolo, still fighting Lahoven for 18th position now as Diego. Oh
my word!
What a mess there! And Steffel gets through on the inside as Diego has to go really wide with the lapped car there.
Yeah, and that was Spam again, getting out of everybody's way. If the car's that damaged, you may as well just retire. You're a lap down anyway, and you're being lapped constantly. There's no point going out there in last position and just getting in everybody's way.
Oh, here we go. Is that Rakovic going for the lead around the outside of Sonneveld? And he's done it. What a great move there.
Hamilton trying to come back on the inside of Sonneveld as well.
No, he isn't. That's not Hamilton. I believe that's Horvath.
Yeah, it's the same colour as well from certain angles. It's really annoying. Yeah, it is Horvath as well. So he too. Yeah, blue flags.
Well, that shows maybe Horvath's hit trouble and he's able to keep pace with them, but he's not on the same lap. So Horvath, it's kind of become an extended testing session for him. But Sonneveld, this was not part of the plan, was it? And it'll be very interesting time from the VMS pit wall as there's a slow car in front of them. That's the red car. That looked a bit like
Spam again, I presume.
I think it might be no, it's Privet's teammate, isn't it?
Yeah,
whoever that is.
Well, there's only red cars in the way.
Oh yeah,
it is Spam again.
You were right the first time. I trusted you on this one, Joshua. There we go. So
look, if there's a yellow flag and there's a car going slow, it's going to be Spam. I think we can say that. And both Rakovic and Sonneveld now out of attack mode.
And look who the leaders are coming to lap now. It's our good friend Jack Giordamana.
Hi, Jack.
This could be very, very interesting indeed, couldn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Right, here we go then. Now,
And both the leaders have run out of attack mode, as you said earlier, Josh. So Joshua Hamilton might be able to close a little bit on them. As there's Stefan in a little bit of a battle, continuing battle with Lahoven, who continues to put pressure on him. As Steffel continues to chase after Diego, he's dropped behind now once again. Nick Homer has really pulled away a little bit from the both of them.
If I was Hamilton, I'd take attack mode this lap.
Oh, that would be an interesting strategy, but he's not done for it. Oh, and there we go. There was a little bit of a... That looked like Horvath fighting somebody or other. In fact, that's Jordan Miner getting out of the way, and Horvath's squeezing past him for position. So Jack being caught out there. He's been... he's been like... Max Verstappen tried that once at Monaco. He stepped behind someone and unlapped them. No, he let the leader lap them and used it to make an overtake. And Jack lets the rear hang out just a bit too wide, and now I have to get out of the way of Pascal Eggert, who seeks to lap him.
Society's in the pits, so out of the race for them. You don't pit for anything else.
Who's this? Who are you talking about? Is it Smaggersgale you're talking about? You said Mercedes
P16.
in the pits. P16, that would be Zidzi.
Zidzi, thank you. It's a small screen I'm looking at.
As I should probably call him. But here we go, the lead. Still very, very close, within half a second between the two VMS cars. So Sonneveld is biding his time a little bit at the moment. Let Rakovic, because he took attack mode slightly later than him, and was able to just squeeze in front of him down the main straight.
Oh, Gashi's had a spin. Gashi spun at in the third sector, and he's stopped. He's not going again. He's had contact with El Prefect.
Oh, that's unlucky for Gashi, because he was going very well. Look at this.
Oh, who's that?
That's the leader, Rakovic, going for attack mode, and Sonneveld getting back through into the lead. And there's Joshua Hamilton, who's been slowly closing on the both of them. Brent Horvath is giving both of these guys a really tough time, as Rakovic immediately retakes the lead. Sonneveld was not fighting that one too hard at all, was he? These two, I think these two are worrying about their energy.
Yeah, they're saving too much as well. They've had to take the attack mode, but Sonneveld is probably going to do it the next lap. I'm sensing team tactics here. And I think Rakovic's only taking the lead because he's got more energy. I suspect he's going to give it back to Sonneveld before this race is over. Yeah,
this is a real shame. This is exactly the sort of scenario where Jonathan Jones really might have come in handy for Joshua Hamilton. Yeah. But he's good enough to potentially keep them on their toes on his own.
Horvath's got out of the way, it looks like.
Yeah, he's got out of the way for Hamilton now, and he won't be long before he has to move aside for Eggert too, who's in turn been catching Hamilton. So we potentially got a four-way fight for the lead here, with 22 minutes remaining, and there you see the energy readings.
Oh, it's tantalising, isn't it?
Yeah, that's we're getting into the sort of 50 high 40s, aren't we?
And we're halfway into the race as well, so that's actually quite well done. They're managing their energy supremely at the moment as well. The only one I would worry about would be Homewood. He's dropped below 50 already.
Yeah, Nick tends to be pretty aggressive on the energy. So here we go. Is Joshua Hamilton going to go for it now? Nope. Well, because of course he's got Horvath right behind him, so he doesn't want to have to lap the traffic again. As there's a little bit of a fight here. Evers being overtaken by Bram Cupers, who's made a little bit of a comeback in recent history.
Rakovic's going to lose attack mode this lap as well. He's within 30 seconds now as well, as Varenga dives on the inside as well for 14th place.
Yeah, that's valid. And into the points, he's just fighting almost running valid out of road there. But that was brave stuff by Varenga, as we see yellow in the middle sector. Oh! Ziddy in trouble. And he's gone right off the runoff there. Right off the runoff, yeah, there we go. As Rakovic is about to run out of attack mode, so he's going to be a bit vulnerable in a second. I think that's Ziddy getting going again, unless someone else has gone off. Oh, it's Jordan Mana in trouble. There we go. He's just been, he's got Ziddy. He's just got in front of Ziddy.
Varenga and Valed have made contact in the first corner. They've got going again, but they've had slight contact, so Valed's gone through, and Valed's started going through now as well, and Varenga's back up into 14th.
Yeah, there we go. So Steppel's pulled away from Diego. Then we've got Homewood and Eggert, who's continued to close on Joshua Hamilton. And then we've got Sonneveld, who is about 0.8 of a second behind the leader, which is, of course, still Rakovic. And no attempts to go for attack mode yet, but Ziddy and Giordamano having a great little battle for 20th.
Lahoven spun in front of the leaders. Get back. The leader's going to be in trouble right now, look!
And Lahoven's having to Austin Powers his way out of this one, and that's not ideal at all. Lahoven's really made a mess of things, and he's going to be caught by Jordan Marner. And everyone in front of Jack has been spinning off, haven't they?
They really have. And, as well, I think Jack's just sort of using the force and moving them out of the way as well. But Lahoven's out of it now as well.
Not quite enough for Jack to take advantage. But and he goes a bit wide too. It's not for want of trying, then, is it?
Performance issues. He knows we're watching.
We're going to have to make up some kind of mind power that Jack Jordan Marner has over the rest of the EERC Formula E field. And certainly be interested to see how Jack Jordan Marner would fare in Formula E Accelerate. I suspect he might find himself a little bit out of his depth against some of the pros. But not to say these guys aren't pros, especially the front runners have been very impressive.
I mean, I think I've thought of a nickname, but I can't say it on air as well.
It's probably best that we keep that one to ourselves there.
Yeah. I'll text you after.
A mistake from Rakovic, the rear spins. And Sonneveld has got a great run on him now. Here he comes.
He's going to try and go around the outside line to turn 4 because the inside line for 5, so he needs to get in. No, look, he's going for attack mode. It is his last attack mode. Rakovic takes his last attack mode, but he hasn't got it. Yes, he has. Attack mode 4. And
and emerges just in front of Hamilton. So, there we go. It's again. Sonneveld makes way.
Hamilton's got the
corner. He was trying to go for it there. This is getting very messy.
Rakovic hit the wall. Look, Sonneveld's backing up. He doesn't want to leave this race. He's letting Rakovic go. Sonneveld's backed off. Now they've slotted into second position as well. But that was all. Sonneveld didn't want to lead with Rakovic on attack mode.
Yeah, there we go. And so that was BMS really working together. And it's odd because Sonneveld's got the better position in the championship, technically, in terms of if you count the drop score. But in the overall order, Rakovic having won in Diriyah has got more points to his name. So I'm not sure what's going on, if there's some kind of pact between these two. I know they're pretty close. They were very much supporting each other in Diriyah. Even when Sonneveld wasn't on track, he was cheering Milan on.
I've just got a feeling it's a Hackett and Coulthard agreement, that whoever was first into the corner, because they are just staying together and not wanting to change over.
And look, as Eggert now has got through past the Iris. So Eggert could become a real factor. I think this is going to be a three-way fight for second here. I think Rakovic is keeps getting away, and all the potential people who could block him keep getting out of the way for him, in terms of Sonneveld especially.
Well, who's next ahead of him as well? It's Stefan in 16th, as the 15 of Valed. It was a little bit wide according to
and
my
John Arno's had a really bad lap. Ziddy and Lahoven have both gotten through. So that's really bad news for Jack. But hopefully he'll recover from that as
Diego, fastest first sector, a 13.228.
So Diego, is he on his final attack? No, he wasn't actually. So it's Steffel who's in it at the moment.
Oh, spin out, right there, someone's round.
Oh, that wasn't Zidzi, was it? Oh no, it's Valid.
Oh, and that's in a danger. He's going to have to reverse now. Oh, no,
he tried to spin turn it. Oh, there we go. Oh, and nearly hit in the back by, that's one of the,
It's Steffel. That was the number 6 going through Steffel.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So Steffel is still trying to... No, that's Steffel. I think it was one of the other into the points car. It might have been Smagspole. Smaggersgale.
Where was that one come from?
James Smaggersgale is what I'm trying to say. As Sonneveld, I think, is in a little battle with Coopers here. Yeah, 2 tenths between the two. That's Tim Sonneveld, not House Sonneveld, who is trying to hold off Joshua Hamilton and Pascal Eggert at the moment.
Rakovic has now run out of attack mode, but he's got 2.1 seconds to the rest of the field. Sonneveld's taking attack mode.
There we go, and he's just come out ahead of Hamilton. Oh, and a little spin as well. But Hamilton will be still right with him, and he might make a move, but he's probably not got the straight line speed to pull one off. So, yeah, it's a matter of, if I had Pascal Eggert, I would have gone into attack mode about now as well. So I think he's saving them for the end.
He's thinking long-term is Pascal Eggert. He knows how to win a race, especially around Marrakesh. So he is just breathing in deep and just letting things go as that's Homewood.
Yes, Michael Steffel's closed back in on Nick Homewood as, that's Stefan just getting out of the way.
Are you sure it's not Jack? I think you're right, but is it not Jack? It always is.
I think Jack's right behind Horvath, but here we go. Steffel with attack mode goes for the outside of Nick Homewood. Always going to get run out of road here. And indeed he does. Nick Homewood saw that one coming from a million miles away, and Michael Steffel sort of knew better than to persevere with that one. So he regroups. Not much left of attack mode here, so he has to make the most of it.
Steffels. Yeah, Coupier's out of it. Sonneveld's out of it. That's the other Sonneveld, that is. He's dropped down to 9th place. Just looking at it as well, I think Steffels now out of attack mode.
Both Hamilton and Eggert going for attack mode then. So this is the attempt for them to get in front of Sonneveld, I think.
Oh, Sonneveld's now a second behind Rakovic. That's jumped up in the last step.
Oh, look at Eggert getting very close to the back of Joshua Hamilton.
They're all closing up again. It's rodeo time in Marrakesh.
It's like an accordion. They spread out, they come back in. That's Marrakesh, baby.
What's this yellow in the second sector?
Oh, I think it might be Zidzi in trouble again.
It's Stefan. 15th. Stefan's in the wall. I think he's got going now. So I think he's just dragged it out wide again. And Sonneveld's now out of attack mode. He brought it down to 0.3 of a second.
Oh, here we go. Sonneveld takes the lead. So just with the last of attack mode, he overcomes Miljan Rakovic.
Now, how did he get 0.8 of a second down to an overtake on the back straightaway? That was Rakovic.
But let's keep in mind, Rakovic is now in defensive mode because Hamilton and Eggert have both got 3 minutes left of attack mode or so.
I did tell you. I thought.
No, it'd be a minute left. Sorry.
Yeah, I told you that Rakovic would give the position up to Sonneveld, and he's done it. Even without a fight.
And Eggert has sort of slightly dropped off the back of Hamilton now, so it's all down to Joshua Hamilton to overcome one or potentially both.
Sonneveld's going for another attack zone.
Sonneveld going for it. So is that Sonneveld's final attack mode? Oh, has he missed it?
He missed it. He hasn't got it.
Oh, a crucial error from House Sonneveld. That might have been why Rakovic let him through. So the coordination, it's not paid out for VMS Suddedits now.
And I'm not sure, but it's still showing
that might not have been
Sonneveld.
Sonneveld. So that was one of the
other ones.
back markers. That was.
Oh, Hamilton's on the inside. He gets ahead of Rakovic on the inside to turn 10 with his attack mode.
Yeah, nothing really that Miljan Rakovic could do now. 13 minutes left, so Hamilton's got a clear run at the race lead then. He's been patient, he made his mistakes, but he's fought back to recover, and it's already down to energy now, isn't it?
Sonneveld's got one attack mode left. He's only used 3, so he does have to go again to use his 4th. Hamilton, I think, has now used all 4. We'll double check that as well, but now it's a straight fight.
Hamilton and Eggert have just run out then.
Straight fight now then.
Yeah, there we go. Like I said, it's all down to the energy, so keep an eye on those readings as Sonneveld and Coopers are continuing to have a great little battle for 8th, actually, not too far behind. Let's have a look at that very briefly. Here we go, Sonneveld. Oh, had to think about that one. And I'm not sure if he's the younger or the older Sonneveld brother, or if he's even any relation of House Sonneveld. But Tayan doing his level best.
Exactly
and Cooper's actually having a very impressive run in what is his debut. They're both VMS drivers, of course, so they're sort of... they're as much brothers as Ten and House Sonneveld are brothers. I guess in that they're the same team.
I presume House Sonneveld and Ten Sonneveld, both in the same team, must be a relation, as there's another yellow in that second sector. Just trying to look on the driver tracker to see who it is. It's not showing up anybody. Yes, it is 23. And
that's Jack Giordamano. No, number 23 or position 23?
Position 23.
That'd be Smeggersgale. James. I'll just call him James.
James in the wall. Yeah.
Okay.
A little tap there from the back. Was that from Rakovic, I think, coming down the straightaway? Got it from Eggert, I think. Lots of lap traffic in the way, though.
Yeah, Eggert is really putting the pressure on, actually, as Steffel has actually just gotten in front of... he's really fighting Nick Homeward, actually, Steffel, once again. Here we go. 3 tenths behind. Is he going to have a go at another move? No, not quite. He's got 11 minutes left, though. And Homewood, I think, still struggling on energy compared to those around him, as we see yellow in Sector 2.
Don't see why just yet. I think it's the 18, no, 19, no. It's the 16, it's P16, and that is Caparola. Caparola's had an error on the main straight. I think he must have outbraked himself, but he's got going again now and has dropped down the order.
Rakovic looking very vulnerable to Pascal Eggert. 9 tenths the gap between Hamilton and Sonneveld in the battle for the lead. But Eggert, I think, fancies a podium here.
Yeah, our driver tracker is
and there we go, Steffel has overcome Nick Homewood.
Brilliant, and that's why Homewood's gone for attack mode. His 4th one.
That's his final one, so Homewood really needs to make this work for him then. But keep an eye on Eggert and Hamilton, whether either of them goes for the move. It could come down to the very, very last lap, I feel. Eggert especially looking very, very racy. And, I almost had a little think about that one. But Homewood now continuing to pressurize. Oh, and the rear's just sliding. It's very slippy at the back of the car. I'm surprised it's not gotten a little darker yet. But It sort of stayed in kind of late evening slot. So I guess maybe Pascal decided against it. Here we go. Nick Homewood has got the run, has got the extra power. He takes the inside, but he needs to make sure he doesn't use up too much energy. Not much Michael Steffel can do. He's on the outside. Punch him in the wall. Oh, that was a bit more aggressive than it really needed to be, but he made it through.
And neither of them don't think have any damage either, so that was right on the limit of exertion.
And here's Eggert on Reykjavik. Oh, but Reykjavik is going to hold the inside. Oh, no, he doesn't! He dives for it, does Pascal Eggert. And he's through!
Beautiful move!
And the rear sliding, it's all unraveling for Reykjavik, isn't it?
Eggert also had a little slide as well, but he got back on the power and corrected it quicker than Reykjavik did as well. But that was a great move from Pascal, and it's put him onto the podium.
Yes, and Sonneveld decided to pull away
from
Hamilton. So Hamilton, all of a sudden, looking more like he's going to be defending from Eggert. Look at those energy readings then. Who is doing the best?
27, 24, 22, 22, 24, 23, 27 for QPS as well. So, he's going to go with QPS at the moment. He's got the best of the mode.
Sonneveld of the leaders on 24%, Reykjavik on 24%, and it's Hamilton Eggert on 22%. They've used attack mode race recently.
Diego's in the wall. He's gone off as well. So, there you go.
Oh, and he set the fastest first sector as well. How's the steering looking? Oh, a little bit Larry. So, Diego down in 7th. It's really a matter of keeping Cooper's behind him. There he is. And Cooper's trying to keep Sonneveld behind.
Oh, hang on. 20. Horvath, he's off at turn 2. So the leaders are just about to approach them.
There he is.
Oh, that's around the limit.
And that's retirement there. That was a dangerous position, so he made the right call there. And that lets John Amana back into the top 19. Oh, that's Spam just going wide in front of the leader of Spam. Of Steffel and Homewood, sorry.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a was it Reykjavik we were looking at there. So Spam gets another one of a yellow flag. He's been
and Hamilton started to fight back a little bit. 10th faster than Sonneveld in that final sector.
It's
really a matter of that 3% difference between the two of them, though. So Hamilton needs to make sure he doesn't put himself running out of energy before the finish line. Because he could probably try and make a move, but it's risky here. It's risky for Joshua Hamilton. Now we might see him settle for second if he doesn't have the usable energy left to fight. As Steffel and Homewood fighting together, and Homewood gets back through in front of Michael Steffel. Michael Steffel had a little bit of an assault there, and it didn't quite work out for him.
Don't know why he was even thinking about going on the outside. Of course, so he thought he'd have the extra power on the outside. Very tricky manoeuvre anyway down in that part.
And he's got just 5 seconds left. Is he going to be able to pull it off here? No. Look, Homewood has got the gap on the straight, so that could be it between the two. They're both very similar in energy now, 19% for the both of them, so they've got to make it last, haven't they? And Sonneveld could potentially make the race last an extra lap, depending on what the timer is doing, as we see yellow in sector 2. I think that's Jack John Amana.
Yeah. Oh, it's valid again. I think just double checking. It's valid. Valid who again had a little Jack.
Yeah, he's just got. He's just gotten in front of Jack actually. I think, or the two are battling. That's for sure.
They've made a little bit of contact with each other, I believe.
Well, Steffel hasn't given up either on Mr. Homewood. So, a little bit of a tap there. So Homewood, I think, is starting to worry about running out of energy, as Hamilton's got the gap down to just under a second again.
Light's beginning to fade as well, look. In certain parts of the track, the sun's beginning to set, so it's going to get darker.
Yeah, everyone's running out of opportunities, aren't they? And Hamilton is actually getting very, very close indeed.
Gap was the second, now it's 3 tenths.
And there's some lap traffic in front of them.
That's why.
That's the people we were just watching. It's Jordan Amana and Valid.
They've come right back.
Jack could once again, cause a little bit of problem for Sonneveld here. Actually, he's got out of the way pretty quickly the first time, so I imagine he'll do the same here with the blue flags flashing on the dashboard.
Full power now, come on. Let's see what these guys have got. Into turn 1, Hamilton's going to take a tighter line, try and cut down as much time as possible.
Look at that last lap, fastest in the first sector, faster, personal best in the middle sector. But Sonneveld was able to just about recover it in the final sector, I think.
Sonneveld going for attack mode. He is. He's gone for attack mode. Sonneveld
it's side by side, and this is crucial. There's the lap car of Jordan Amana in front, so that's going to stop Joshua Hamilton from getting through. And Sonneveld just judged that to perfection.
Jack did come into it,
Yeah, so Sonneveld didn't get to use that last attack mode really when he wanted to, but he's been able to use it when he needed to, as Steffel continuing to fight Nick Homewood and going for the outside here, and Homewood's going to cut him off.
Yeah, too dangerous into that part of the track. The walls were shrinking on him as well. So
Now, the big danger is Sonneveld worrying about his energy management because he's got 2% on Hamilton, but that could well evaporate as he uses up his attack mode.
Yellow sector 3, it's the leaders. Something's happening with the front. You better switch to it.
Yeah, there you go. There's Sonneveld, Hamilton, Eggert, Rakovic. And, I think Rakovic is just making his way through past Giornamana.
Yeah, Jack, I think, backed off.
And now they've got
yellow.
Valid, Abdurrahman Valid, who's just still ahead, and Sonneveld is going to go around the outside of him. 4 minutes remaining. He's lost time by Sonneveld! And Hamilton's really lost a lot of time, actually.
1.2, yeah. What?
So a little mistake, actually, by him, or is he saving energy now?
Oh, hello. Look, he's held up Pascal as well. So, look at, he's really holding up Pascal.
Oh, that's really going to hurt Pascal's chances of challenging Hamilton, but he's got through now.
No one else taking
Then
attack mode.
Rakovic has really backed off as well. Rakovic has been really lighting up the rear tyres. He's still got the best on energy, but he's lost the most in terms of track position. Sonneveld is about to run out of his attack mode now. Look at the lovely gap he's built up to Joshua Hamilton now. 13, but they are very similar on energy now, so it really is a straight fight in the last 3.5 minutes or so. And Joshua Hamilton has not given up.
It's flirting with the wall as well.
Flirting with disaster.
Yeah.
So, because every win they get, both Hamilton and Sonneveld, 1 win apiece. Every win they get could be absolutely crucial in how this championship plays out, with the drop score, of course. And
again, this is more and more fantastic action and fantastic racing. Again, 3:20 to go. Hamilton is now beginning to drop back. It's 2.8 seconds.
But there we go. But the percentage is exactly the same almost. 11% for Sonneveld. Hamilton just dropped from 10% to 9%. So him and Eggert looking a bit vulnerable. These last, how many laps we got left? 2 or 3, haven't we?
2, 3 laps. But
it depends on what Sonneveld does here, doesn't it? Because he's built up the gap. I think he might try and push for an extra one. And there we go.
Hamilton had it. And so did Pascal. They both had another attack mode left.
Oh, wow.
That's caught Sonneveld by surprise.
But Sonneveld completely now. Well, it's a good thing he's built up the gap of 3 seconds now, isn't it? He's going to need it.
Yeah, he can now determine if this race goes a lot longer or not. That's a big risk from Hamilton and Eggert.
Yeah, the risk is you run out of energy, though, using all this extra power.
He saved that one! My goodness, you could not say that again with him on the Sundays.
My goodness, and Eggert will be licking his lips now, won't he? Because that certainly won't help Joshua Hamilton catch up to Sonneveld. But wow, lucky we were on board for that. 2% now. He's used up a percentage more than Pascal Eggert, crucially, trying to save that one. So Hamilton, this is risky now. It's win it or bin it stuff, isn't it?
Apologies for that. Absolutely as well. It's literally taken my breath away as they come through. Right, 155. It's another 2 laps, Ed. It's another 2 laps. This isn't going to work out for Hamilton.
Oh, but Sonneveld is not looking too healthy either. He's only a percentage up. But it could make all the difference. The both of them are going to have to start saving. And is Eggert going to have to do the same? I believe so. So Rakovic could, if he's dropped back just to save energy, he could beat all 3 of these guys. He could coast through.
And Homewood's dropped down to 6th position. Steffel's moved up as well to 5th. So Homewood
Steffel's got the better of him.
Yeah.
And Emil Evers, incredibly, has got all the way up to 8th there. So this is all getting very congested, isn't it? Behind Diego.
It's take a raffle and stand at your meat counter section, ladies and gentlemen, because
so Steffel on 5%, Hamilton, Eggert, both Eggert on 6%, and Sonneveld and Eggert. Oh, here we go! Diego, he's got Evers going around the outside of him, and that's Sonneveld almost about to attack him. Oh, the spin! Sonneveld spins, and Sonneveld hits Bran Coopers.
And look, Homewood's now trying to go to the inside line, down towards turn number 4.
That's not Homewood, that's Emil Evers.
Oh, sorry, it's Evers trying to pass Diego. Bang!
Through he goes. And let's go back to the leaders then, because Hamilton has caught seriously up. He's dropped Eggert. Eggert has really dropped back, trying to save energy.
Last lap. So again, this will now be the last lap of the race with 30 seconds to go. It's not +1 lap. It's 45 minutes. First to the flag. Hamilton with a personal best on that last lap. Sonneveld now has got to drive the lap of his life, and literally it's pedal to the metal. Forget your energy now. Just
3% for Joshua Hamilton. 3% for Pascal Eggert. This is going to be harem scarum stuff. You got to juice out every little drop out of the juice box here.
And look how much he's gained up already. It's already less than a second.
Yeah, but he's out of attack mode crucially, so this is really just down to management now, and there's a little bit of traffic ahead. There's a battle there. I think Jack Giordamana and that's Capriola up ahead battling with Lahoven. Giordamana has gone into attack mode on the very last lap of the race, interestingly.
Gap down to 0.3. 0.8. Now it's up to 0.7. So it's closing down. We're going to have a last lap shootout. Lap traffic is holding everybody up. Hamilton's going to have at least one shot at this into turn 12, Ed.
Yeah, there we go. But I think Sonneveld has got enough in hand here. Oh, Capriola has a think about overtaking the Finger von car of Lahoven, but decides to go against it. Yellow in the third sector. I think Gashi, Evers, Sonneveld all fighting. Sonneveld has actually got back through past Evers, but here we go. Sonneveld. How Sonneveld crosses the line just ahead of Joshua Hamilton to win, and Rakovic overtakes Eggert right at the end there. There we go. Eggert just missed out there.
Wow, and Eggert hit 0% as well as Hamilton, so that's why Rakovic got him in the line, because Eggert had to back off and coast.
Oh, and Evers, Gashi, Coopers all having a little fight further back, but Steffel takes 5th, Homewood takes 6th, there's Sonneveld, there's Evers, and there, oh my goodness, there, that was Gashi and Coopers all flying in the air there.
Wondering why we're seeing several cars starting to DNF, that's why, they're all crashing out. Homewood's out.
Oh, and Coopers, that was a very late move on the inside of Gashi, and both cars looking a bit damaged. Lets Adrian Diego scoot away to try and take 9th place here.
Who's coasting?
Cooper's not done yet. Oh, Diego ran out. There we go.
Oh, into the middle. So, and look who's behind, dropping out as well.
Oh, Diego really defending against always that lapped car there. That looks like Ziddy.
They're all coasting. Everyone's coasting across the line.
Yeah, Jack Giordamana made it to the end, down in 18th place, by the way.
But well done, Jack.
There we go. Diego does just about finish his first race with almost no energy left in the tank, though. But, Gashi got him. And Conan got him, too.
He was going to be gentleman enough to push him across the line.
Oh, no, this isn't an Irish situation. So, Valid is the last person still yet to finish.
Why is he under the pit lane, Valid?
I think he's had to replace a tyre or something.
He's trying to reverse. You cross the line.
Yeah,
green lights on. Off you go. You can cross it.
What a surreal end to the race then. But there we go.
Oh, he's giving up.
So it is Sonneveld, and there we go. VMS celebrates victory, but it was only by the skin of their teeth. A great drive by Sonneveld, actually. Him and Rakovic worked really well together, and Rakovic, thankfully for them, recovering to 3rd. So, shall we have a look at our results then? There you go. Take us through, Josh.
So Gilles Sonneveld takes victory in Marrakesh as well. Joshua Hamilton puts us into 3rd place. Milan Rakovic playing the team game as well and just getting Pascal Eggert at the last corner. Eggert running out of energy. So Rakovic goes 3rd, Eggert to 4th. Steffel finishes in 5th. He's just ahead of Homewood. 10th Sonneveld goes into P7 as well after what was a difficult race with several contacts for him as well. Everest goes into 8th position as well. QPS into 9th and Gashi rounds out the 10th position to the points paying as well. Further down, Cohen goes into 11th. Diego was 12th. He could have finished in the top 10, but ran out of energy. You saw it happen just a few moments ago. Varenga finished 13th. Peter Schumann finished 14th. Stefan 15th. Caparola again had contact, made 2 pit stops as well, according to my screen here. So he was down in 16th position. Lahoven in 17th. Jack Giordamana in 18th position. I think finishes his first Formula E race this season. Zenzades finishes in 19th after 2 spins. Prefect as well down in 20th position. And as the page drops down for the last couple of runners, Valade was out of the race as well. So was Smaga Gashgal in 22nd. Bens Horvath as well, who qualified for Superpole in P6, finishes in 23rd position. Spam, he was spamming us today with the yellow flags. He eventually DNF'd. Jonathan Jones was out early due to contact, and Tobias got caught up on the opening lap in a 7-car pileup that I suspect had several cars damaged throughout the race, but he was the biggest casualty out of the race to begin with.
Yep, indeed. So certainly better luck next time for these guys. But some great entertainment up front, and hopefully now we'll be joined in just a few seconds by the race top 3. Sorry, I don't know why words weren't coming there. I thought I got a message there that says someone I just asked for an interview got disconnected. I'll have a look. I'll see if we can get the race winner in. It just tends to be a case of it's easier to drag them in.
Yeah.
But I'm so polite that I just don't want to force people in mid-conversation. But let's get House Sonneveld in, shall we?
Just drag him.
So we have just been joined by our race winner, House Sonneveld. That's 2 seasons in a row you've won at Marrakesh. You must love this track, House.
I like this track. Can we have it every season?
Yes.
But it was a little harder this time than last time because Joshua Hamilton really pushed you. Mijan Rakovic very much playing the team game, helping you out. You and him helping each other out. He would go into attack mode, you'd let him through. You'd go into attack mode, he'd let you through. Talk us through how that played out.
Well, it wasn't really. We played the team game halfway through the race, but it was really like, okay, don't touch each other. If the other one is faster, then just let him go. We wanted to take attack mode at the same time. Then I made a little mistake. I think when the attack mode ended, so I half spun. Then Milan took the lead. We were 1-2 in the moment, I think. And then he took the attack mode, and I didn't. So then we were kind of off sync. He didn't even say that he was doing it. So I was like, hey, why you do attack mode? So I think in the end that might have ruined a 1-2 for us. But yeah, the battle with Joshua was really amazing. Really enjoyed it. I'm sweating a lot, so the first thing I'm gonna do now is take a shower.
You must have been worried when Joshua Hamilton and Pascal Leggett still had that attack mode left, and you'd used your last one. So you had a 3-second gap, but you thought, "Oh, I'm a sitting duck here, aren't I?"
Yeah, well, the thing was, I was thinking about doing it in the last 2 minutes, so at the same point as Joshua took it in the end, but I didn't want to get like an undercut or anything, how you can call it. So so I took to take it as first, then just drive away as fast as I can. I saw that I had like 2% more than him, so I knew that I could really push, and in the end it was just enough. I think it was half a second on the line. So
it was one of the closest finishes we've seen in this series for quite a while. I can't think of another F3 race we've had where the gap's been less than a second.
Last time out, I think, on Diria.
Oh, of course,
that was very
but Tobias got disqualified for reasons that were well documented. But anyway, so House, after Rome, I remember you were really disappointed that race didn't go your way, and then of course you had to miss Styria. So really, you've come back, and in the best possible way. This really gets your season back on track, doesn't it? After winning in Berlin, winning in Marrakesh.
Yeah, well, I think I'm quite back. I'm still not in the lead, of course, of Championship because of last race, the 0 points.
But you do get to drop your worst result. At the end of the season,
so I hope I don't crash, so that I can at least take points. But yeah, it's gonna be a really fun race in the end now.
Anyway, any questions, Josh, or shall I get the other Josh in and we'll start doing?
Just one question. We've got 3 races left now: Punta del Este, Bern, and then our mystery race on the 18th of May. So let's not count that one. So which of the 2 tracks are your strongest, Punta del Este or Bern?
I've never driven on those, so I don't know.
Oh, all right then. We've watched. I'm sure you've watched Formula E races there as well. Do you like the look of Punta or Bern? Both beautiful cities.
Well, Punta's got lots of really fast chicanes. I think Punta will probably suit House quite well.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm at least in this race, I was quite slow in the second sector, so I hope on a track with as long straight as possible. That's I think gonna be my tracks. But yeah, I don't even know the layout of Punta del Este, and Bern I know.
You will learn
some things from a couple of years ago. I saw a little race, but that was with the Gen 1 car, so I got no idea. So a lot of practice needed, I think.
You got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's if you're not
Gonna start-
competing in Formula E, etc. as well at the same time.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little.
There's a
thing.
bigger prize there, to put it mildly. But
Yeah.
this still means something too, right?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I don't know if I have the time to put in a lap this week for Rome. But yeah, we will just see.
Anyway, thanks very much for coming to his house. You enjoy your victory, you enjoy your shower, and we'll see you again in a few weeks' time. But you can enjoy a well-earned victory for you and VMS on it.
Thank you.
And now...
Missed.
Yep.
There we
you
go. I put Joshua Hamilton into the stewards chat with Pascal again. There we go. Here he is. So our second place finisher, Joshua Hamilton, now joins us. Joshua, are you there? Not you, Josh. Other Josh.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, okay. So what an exciting finish. You fell just short at the end, but there was a great battle with Milan Rakovic early on. It felt like you were pressuring Sonneveld, and then you made a mistake. I think we just missed it on stream, which let Rakovic back through. And then you really had to fight your way back into second and to get yourself back into a strong position. Did you think you had this one at any point, Josh?
I didn't make a mistake. Sonneveld half spun in front of me and blocked the track, basically. So, and going into the next corner, I had Milan on my inside, and I couldn't defend from it because it pretty strategically, Sonneveld have put his car in quite a choice position.
Yeah, it seemed that way, didn't it? VMS were with Sonneveld and Milan were swapping positions. Like one would go for attack mode, the other would let him through. It really felt like you didn't have that because Jonathan Jones retired quite early, and so you didn't have anyone to back you up there.
We were hoping that Jonathan could put some pressure on Milan.
But he was going well up to that point.
The battle I had with Milan, I'm not really too pleased with. I don't feel like it was very fair.
Yeah, Joshua was on your side, funnily enough. He said he thought he was over-aggressive.
I felt it was very dangerous, and how I went out that race multiple times, it's it's quite lucky with these tracks.
I was on your side, Joshua, as well, because I thought it was very, very aggressive defending.
Yeah.
And you had every right to racing room, and you had every right to put the car there.
For the rest of that race, my front right suspension was severely damaged, my left suspension was damaged, and my nose cone was damaged. So.
Oh, God. Is that what caused you sliding around then on the rear tyres?
Going into turn 1, it was so tricky. I was losing the back end all the time. It took me about a solid 15 minutes to sort of suss out where I could push the car again, and then just slowly put myself in a position to push and catch up to the pack.
Wow. And can I just say quick before Ed continues as well, I'm not sure if the viewers can hear this, but I can hear this over my headphones as well. The background that you're in, Joshua, as well, I can hear what sounds like the helicopter from the early 2000s Formula 1 helicopter camera. No, honestly.
That sounds like R Factor in the background.
That's my wheel.
Fantastic.
Oh,
it's the wheel.
Yeah, it's it gets very hot with these Formula E cars because they're kind of a bit physical.
I'll tell you what though, it's brought back a couple of memories, so it's a nice sound to me personally, so thank you for that. Anyway.
House has just told us that he's having a shower because he felt under so much pressure from you at the end, and now your wheel is burning up, so it seems like everyone has had the worst of it in the hot sun in Marrakesh. So I know Diria was a little bit of an off day for you, Josh, and you weren't feeling
completely.
very well. But here you were back on form, and even with a damaged car, you were able to almost snatch the win away from Sonneveld. He's your main title contender, it must be said. Is it now a straight fight between you and him in Punta and Bern?
I'd say Milan is because...
Because of how he raced against him.
He missed the last race, so he missed out on all those points. So I'm something like 40-odd points... Well, I think 30-odd points ahead of him, which is quite a lot. So as long as I can finish top 5 for the rest of these races, I can't see him being in a position to fight for the championship. But that's just got to be luck. But Milan, he's very quick as well, and he's a lot closer. And
but remember, we got the drop score as well. Everyone drops their one worse result, which probably doesn't help you much because you've been very consistent.
Oh, really? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
it is a thing because of I'm trying to think of our champion last year. Josh was talking about him earlier. The Ring of On driver. What's his name?
Mine's gone blank when you ask me.
Michael something or other.
Trotter?
Michael Trotter. Are we making up a driver?
Trotter.
He did Berlin, and then he left. I'll remember it then, because he was champion in Marrakesh last year without attending the finale. That was so this is all what that rule is in place for. Michael Koch, of course.
Koch.
Yeah.
It's never
There we
good
go. He's gonna
when
hate
I
me
don't
now.
even know the point system.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, that's news.
That was another really strong performance, Joshua, from you, Joshua Hamilton, and for Into the Points Racing as well. So with Punta del Este, Bern next, and the mystery track, always a bit of a lucky dip there. You must be feeling confident there. Have you driven either of those before? Because Sonneveld sounded like he hadn't.
I don't think so, unless Bern's the one that we did last season.
That was Zurich.
Zurich. Okay, then no.
Bern's got a really bad first chicane corner.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think of it. I've never driven it. It looks interesting. Looks really fun. Back to
Dangerous
the
pit
traditional
entrance.
circuits.
Yeah, Bern has a lot of elevation, and Punta del Este has a lot of really fast chicanes.
Yeah.
And fast corners. So it's certainly going to challenge the drivers in many different ways. So
I actually hope I'm here for Punta, because if not, I might be away.
anything
in a
else
different
before
country.
I let Milan Rakovic in? Because I know Joshua Hamilton, you might want to leave before he comes in, so that you and him don't have an argument.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't argue.
Okay, Milan's pretty nice anyway, at least off the track anyway.
He seems it.
It's a good thing I said that before he came in and not.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Although he's still listening to you. So.
Oh, that's true. I should invite him in and allow him to defend himself. Anyway, but thanks, Joshua Hamilton. Well done on your second place. That's you've got 2 second places and a win and a 4th place. So that's a very, very consistent run, and we hope to see it continue for the final 3 rounds of the season.
Right, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, see you around. And we're now just joined by our 3rd place finisher, who's been waiting very patiently in the waiting room, Milan Rakovic. Milan,
Hello, everyone.
there was quite some battles out there, and you've just snatched 3rd from Pascal Egger at the end. Joshua Hamilton was, how shall I put this diplomatically? He was a little unimpressed by some of the defensive driving. And I know Joshua Birch said some things during the live stream that you might have heard about.
I haven't actually.
Okay, well, don't worry. It was all very fair and nice.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, it sounded like you had you and House were working together for about half of the race. Constantly, you were going to attack mode. House would let you through. House would go into attack mode. He would let you through. And it felt like it was all very closely coordinated, but you just lost out in that final phase, which dropped you behind Pascal. So talk us through that.
Well, first, thanks for the race, and unlucky, a bit of unlucky in qualifying first run. Then I got luck that I haven't been at the P6, and then quite a decent lap, I guess, for the P3. And through the whole race, we wanted to go as a team and see if we can beat Joshua, like a team effort, as we knew that they will be really aggressive in the track. And
it didn't feel like you were being House's rear gunner, though. It felt like you were, at one point, sort of trying to pull away yourself as well.
Yeah. We had a different strategy. I thought that if I activate all the attack mods at the start when I got in front, that I will create a gap, and then that he can follow me with his. But back markers were a bit too slow, I guess. So I was losing time whenever I caught the back marker. And then we decided to switch as he was a bit faster at what point, and then I was trying to defend the best way I could, really. I mean, I know it's driving near to the wall, but I did at the end let them by. I mean, when I saw Joshua at that moment when he did overtake me, he was so fast, and he was so lighting fast over from the left. And when I saw him in the mirrors, I knew that if I stick to that line, he will crash into me and we are going out, both of us. So I went back to the right, and I was trying to make them quit on their attacks. Also to the Pascal Eggert. I mean, I was defending as hard as I could, really. Even in that, I believe it's a turn 3. Yeah, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the left one. I thought that he will back off, and I did squeeze him to the wall a bit, and then I saw that he is not backing, so I had to back off. And then I was just trying to catch them and to stick with them to see, as we had a bit better energy saving again, and we thought that we will do one more lap through all the race. So again, I believe miscalculated. So then at the end, I was pushing like mad, and then I saw the gap on the outside, and I need to go for it. I mean, I love overtaking people from the outside. It's so fun, you know.
Yeah, that's why you do it so regularly.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the second to last corner. I had to prepare him so I can get a better exit, and then it was only one chance, so I had to be really precise over there.
Now, I'm sorry we missed it on stream because we were watching Joshua fight with House up front a little bit. So we didn't want to miss a move for the lead, but we did just see the very aftermath of it, and it looked like Pascal just really got caught by surprise. He may have just been running out of energy.
Yeah, actually he saw us. He said so in the chat, in the group chat of the league. When I did congratulations said to him and others. And he said that he didn't expect me really on the outside, and he was caught by a surprise over there. So, well, I believe it was not the strongest track. So I believe I got the bad thing minimized. So I believe that we are still in battle. So it's a long way to go.
And because we didn't get to say it in Diriyah because the steward inquiry was going on, I want to say congratulations for winning the E-prix in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it was a very good drive there, and congrats on the podium today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Matt. Thanks a lot.
And you'll be very pleased to hear Joshua Hamilton said that he thought you were his main title rival now.
Oh yeah, okay, nice.
Although I think it would be silly to count out Sonneveld as well, especially with the drop score rule playing a part. I've
heard about that drop score at the end. I didn't know about that from the beginning.
Right, I don't think he did either.
Yeah, and then when he told me, I was like, oh damn, you know, I need to cancel one of my races. And I don't really like to do that. I mean, I'm counting all my scores all the time, so even the bad ones, so I don't know. But it will be nice, it will be close, I guess. So I don't know what to expect for the last race, but we are praying for Monte Carlo, so it would be a really, really legendary. So we will go for it.
We're seeing a title decider in Monte Carlo. We could well see it, given how close it's been so far.
Yeah, Gotta be full Monaco though. Has to be full Monaco.
But anyway, of course, we've got two people waiting to be interviewed who may have some influence in that decision, which are the Formula One drivers. But anyway, Rakovic, thank you very much for talking to us, and I hope you have a good evening and enjoy your 2 podiums in a row because you're really getting your championship underway in a wonderful way.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. See ya.
Right, let's do a 2-for-1 special offer and allow Pascal Eggert and Nick Homewood. And I don't have to unmute them, do I? Because they have all the privileges. And in fact, shall we let James Smegersgale, our new guy, in as well?
If want to drag him in.
Yeah. Let's see. So, Pascal, let's talk to you first. 4th in the end. But it was a good race, actually, because you were able to clear through that. How that went for you. Pascal, are you there? Okay, no Pascal. Nick, talk to us.
Hello.
Nick, you had a great battle with Michael Steffel in that race, and he just beat you in the end, so you have to settle for 6th, I think.
Can't complain. Yes.
Okay. But it was very interesting. You were going into tank mode. You were constantly able to get back in front of Steffel, and Steffel, we know, doesn't have the greatest of finishing records, but he's very, very quick, isn't he?
Yeah, I was having to save a bit more than I would have liked.
Yeah, we saw you were
Grimes.
struggling with energy, and it was the same last time we were at Marrakesh. You were struggling with energy as well a little bit.
But yeah, I was going to some battles. Didn't want to get involved earlier in the race, and that just destroyed my consumption. I was probably a lap down where I should have been in the end. So he got by.
No, you weren't the only one because wasn't it Diego also really just completely ran out right at the end and dropped from 7th down to 11th, I think.
He did a stonkingly fast lap on about lap 5, and we were thinking there's no way he's not used up all the energy.
It's like a sprint race where
so he got the fastest lap of the race, but he also lost how many positions. But it was a good race.
8 positions in total he lost.
Yikes.
That was the big one. Nick, come on then. You can't say anything yet. With this mystery race, we've had quite a lot of votes for Monaco.
Well, Milian.
For Monaco.
We had a big vote for Milian, and everyone else was enthusiastic and open to it, I think.
Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a mystery, would it?
That's true. You and Pascal have got to decide, of course. Pascal, by the way, is Pascal with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great, Pascal. We can talk about your race as well. We don't want to neglect you. Because it was you didn't have the best of qualifying, and then you recovered really well, I felt. And you were able to get to the back of Joshua Hamilton. And in the end, it was really a very close fight between you and Miljan Rakovic, with Rakovic just pipping you at the end, which must be frustrating, I know. But how do you reflect on that one at Marrakesh?
Overall it was good. Start was good, made like 2 or 3 positions, then even through the race, made some nice overtakes, even without attack mode. That felt good, and then being able to close up to the leaders again. Then I had like in the last 5 minutes a half spin that lost me 6 seconds to Rakovic, and then the last corner I never had an overtake on me like that. It looked really bad for me, but good game to him that he stuck it around the outside. That really took me by surprise when I suddenly looked left and there he was.
Yeah, he described a very hairy moment where you were overtaking him with attack mode into turn 3 where attack mode is, and he said he didn't think you'd be there, and he sort of accidentally kind of squeezed you towards the wall.
Yeah, we had a bit of contact. Actually, it was even without attack mode. He just
I think we saw that on the stream as
well. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look forward to watch this one back. And what a spicy race again. I mean, 4 people within a second at some point.
Yeah, it's been one of the most competitive EERC Formula E Championships we've had. Probably the most competitive.
Yeah,
because last year Michael Koch won despite missing the final race, even though he had a great season, but it all felt a little bit like there were very few races where there were multiple teams, multiple drivers involved, and we've had that almost every race this season. I think only really the first 2 where Sonneveld and Joshua Hamilton just basically pulled away in Berlin and Rome. Every other race has been incredibly close, even for the fights to the podium as well. So we've also been joined by James Smagersgale and Stefan G, who I saw were just around. Stefan and James finished near the tail end of the field, but still had a very good race. It was James Smagersgale's first race here for his team, which I believe is the new squad. What are they called again? Vega Motorsports, of course. Or have they competed before? I don't know, but James hasn't competed before, so I was interested to hear your perspective on your first Formula E race, James. James, are you there? Okay, no James. Right, Stefan, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Excellent. I always can rely on you, Stefan. Some great adventures there. You were fighting with Joe Blahoven.
And Samuel Capriola.
Capriola, of course, yes, our good friend as well. Capriola, who continually complains of a skill issue, and then seems to always end up in massive battles.
Yeah, it was really amazing, because Capriola had kind of always the better exit out of the corners, so he managed over like 2 or 3 laps to always get beside me, but then like at the cost of a lot of battery, I kind of managed to outbrake him.
Yeah. How was the energy for you? Because a lot of people were struggling at the very end of this race.
So I was worrying because like Capriola was pushing me so hard, and I had really to overuse energy in these laps. But then later on I managed to pull ahead a bit, and then I could like really relax since I have a lot of energy, so that at the end it was fine. But I could not have like kept this pace for a long time.
But we did actually see quite a few moments. I deliberately tried to cut to when things were being quiet, I cut to the Stefan and Samuel battle. the two S's, as I call them. But yeah, you put on a great little show for us at the back of the field, and I appreciate that. We were also a little bit cleaner. We weren't seeing you spin in front of the leaders this time, which I think they appreciated. That's for sure. And even though I think Milian was complaining about the traffic as well, and so was Joshua actually a little bit. But I'm sure that wasn't you though. It was probably Jack John Amano he was complaining about. So anyway, I think final word before we head off is James Smagersgale. Are you with us, James? No. Okay.
That's about
I gave
as
two
silent
chances there.
Yeah,
I think that's about as good as I'm going to get from Smagersgale. And I
was
got his
about-
name wrong
yeah.
a few times. Oh,
Yeah.
James, are you there?
Oh,
Well, he thought about talking there, and then he backed out. Very shy is our James.
it's like waiting for Will Smith to make a
But anyway,
move at the
James,
Oscars.
if you can hear this, I just want you to know, well done on finishing a first EERC Formula E race. In the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, you've taken your first steps into a larger world. So we hope to see more of you in the future, and who knows, maybe we'll see you fighting for victory and putting on a fantastic show like all our other drivers do. Not to say you didn't today, but there's more to come, I think, is what I'm trying to say. No, he wasn't convinced by any
Read
of that.
mine.
And neither was the audience. So,
Oh, dear.
if you're still listening, thank you very much for sticking with us, and we hope we put on a great show for you today. Amir Mahmood Oates says, "How exciting! Geez, that was some race," and I
It
think
really
that
was.
about sums it up. So we'll be back in Punta del Este, Uruguay, on the 20th of April, which is the day after my Cub Scout meeting.
Day before my birthday as well, actually.
Oh, yeah, so it's in between all the important events in our life calendars then.
And I hope I'm back because there is a possibility I might be in Spain.
Yes, but if you can't wait that long for your Formula E fix, then you only have to wait until Saturday for round 4 of the real Formula E World Championship that takes place on the streets of Rome. We already had our Rome E-prix. It was fun. That was a good teaser. You can watch that back before watching the real one to see exactly how it's going to go down. But me and Josh will be doing commentary on Joshua Birch's Motorsport channel. And we've also got Jack Pickering from Formula E Zone. He's at the race, and he's going to provide some, hopefully, interesting insight, because he's quite a character, Mr. Pickering.
I'm
sure
waiting. It's been
always
too
true.
long. I'm waiting to get back in that box with you
Yes,
for the F3.
we've had 2 Formula E races to fill the gap. I think 3 actually.
3,
Since the last one. Yes, Rome, Diriyah, and Marrakesh. So we'll have some real Formula action to tide us over until Punta del Este then. But from me, Edward Hunter, from Joshua Birch, from Pascal Eggett, of course, organising the whole thing, and everyone else here, EERC Formula E, it's goodbye. See you soon. Stay classy. And goodbye from the streets of Morocco.